Introducing out of the red corner. He weighed in at 140.7 pounds, wearing silver trunks with black trim. His record, perfect. 19 fights, 19 victories. 14 of those victories coming by way of knockout. He represented Mexico in the 2016 Olympics. From Linares, Nuevo León, Mexico, Delgado.
Gentlemen, you both received your instructions in the dressing room, so you both know what I expect. A good, clean, professional fight. Obey my commands. Protect yourself at all times. 10 rounds. Touch gloves. Good luck.
I'd like to welcome you inside the Desert Diamond Arena. Christina Poncher joined on the broadcast tonight by Michaela Mayer. Thank you all for tuning in. It should be a fantastic show. We get started with Delgado taking on Carlos Sanchez. Both of these guys pretty familiar with one another. Carlos Sanchez and Lindolfo Delgado used to fight on the National Olympic team for Mexico together. They've known each other since they were kids and had quite a few rounds of sparring and training together when they were younger. So let's see how things turn out here in the pros.
It's a pretty good matchup in my opinion. You know, they both have good experience in the ring. Lindolfo is 19-0, 14 KOs. Carlos 25-2 with 19 KOs. So the only difference here is similar age, 29, 28. Delgado obviously has a perfect record, the undefeated record, but Sanchez only come in with 2 losses. They both have that amateur pedigree. I'm sure they know a lot more about what's going to go down tonight than we do, considering they have experienced each other in the amateurs. That always makes for an exciting matchup.
Robert Garcia trains Lindolfo Delgado. He also trains a fighter in our next fight coming up, Raymond Muratalla, who's also undefeated. So essentially could just stay there in the red corner for back-to-back fights there, Michaela. Nice uppercut shot there with the left hand from Delgado.
Delgado has a really good uppercut from that front hand. He throws it a lot. He throws a jab and he dips right into that uppercut. I expect to see it a lot more throughout the fight.
Both fighters taking their time. There's a stab jab to the body from Delgado as Sanchez continues to pop out the jab. There's a right hand to the body of Delgado from Sanchez. Sanchez also looking to land that left up top. Double jab down to the body, right hand.
You can see that Delgado is taking his time, feeling out his opponent. It's something we talked about earlier, actually, that in the fighter meeting they say, you know, there's no rush. Take that feel around, see what your opponent's going to do, 1 or 2 rounds. And it's so funny to know that the men can have the privilege of doing that. The women can't necessarily do that. When you see our co-main event tonight, Seniesa Estrada versus Yokasta Valle, they have to start off the fight from the first second of the first round. There's no feeling around. There's no, you know, take your time and feel out your opponent. It's just, there's no time for that.
Yeah, those 2-minute rounds go by incredibly fast, and you just gotta get to work. And these ladies will, and I'm so happy we have you sitting here next to me on the broadcast tonight, Michaela. Not only are you a spectacular boxer, but you've really honed your skills behind the mic, and I wouldn't want anyone else sitting next to me tonight calling this historic fight than you.
But even with my raspy voice for the night?
I mean, I'm loving it. I'm team raspy voice all day, obviously.
Thank you.
First round in the books.
Mirando. ¿Cómo se siente? ¿Bien?
Listen in Delgado corner.
Ok, mira.
3 jalones, güey. Mucha defensa, moviendo la cabeza, güey. Está atacando el cuerpo perfecto. Hay que apretarle un poquito más. Si sale bravo, güey, bien defensivo, güey, ¿eh? No te pongas a intercambiar, güey, ¿ok? No hay necesidad, güey, ¿ok?
Más recto, no, pero por dentro. Abajo, contéstele. Bloqueale y contéstele. Pum, de a 1, de a 2, ¿ok? No ocupa tirar más, porque ahí ya él va a aventar otro putazo después, ¿ok? Así que inteligente, de a 1, de a 2, pero por dentro. Cuando él te tire por afuera, tú remátalos por dentro, es todo. ¿ok? Pues sigue igual inteligente este round, ¿ok? Ya después empezamos a apretar un poquito más, pero por lo pronto sigue con ese jab, ¿ok? Un poquito más ocupado. No le dices que él te ocupe tanto, ¿ok? Vamos. Sí.
Round 2 in this scheduled 10-rounder. Delgado, excuse me, telling us that, you know, he expects a war, but Robert Garcia was quick to answer back, saying that it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. He's a good boxer. I would like Lindolfo to box, but I think, you know, Lindolfo himself, with some of the history that he has and a little bit more personal, knowing that he knows this guy from when he was younger, says, yeah, it could be, but I don't think it's going to turn out like that.
I mean, you can see he has a good boxing IQ. He's staying behind the jab. He's mixing it up with the jab to the hook to the head, keeping his space. But I think what makes Delgado so exciting is when he really starts to fight and let his hands go. And I'm hoping that we see that in the next round or two.
He was on a decision streak, 3 decisions in his last 4 fights, but did have a nice stoppage victory in his last bout against Luis Hernandez Ramos, who was 23-3.
Good body work from Sanchez. Started low to the body and then switched it up, came over to the head in that second combination just now. Because that's how you want to do it. You want to drop it to the body, make them drop their hands, and then come right over the top to the head. Right now, Delgado's best weapon is that jab. He's using that jab real good. It's stiff, it's hard, it's going right down the middle, and he's bringing his hands up afterwards. He's blocking the combinations from Sanchez, but now he's got to follow up behind that jab and let his combinations go also.
Down to the body with the lead left-hand jab for Delgado, and that same kind of overhand shot for Sanchez is becoming a little bit predictable here with the right hand, Michaela. He likes to jab or double up on the jab and kind of throw that looping overhand right.
Yeah, he's committed to that shot right now. Delgado doesn't continue to bring his hands up, though. He could get caught with it. And as long as Sanchez is mixing it up, going to the body, going to the head, you know, not letting Delgado know when he's going to drop that shot and where. Good defense from Delgado.
Yeah, he blocked those shots nice with the right hand and then just touched him there to the body, did Sanchez with the jab. Oh, nice shot to the body, caught him right with that left hand in the solar plex.
Yeah, you can see him sort of seeing things now. Delgado's picking those shots. You know, usually you don't sit there and block 4 or 5 shots, but you know, he did, and now he's starting to punch off it.
There's the right hand that finally landed there. Sanchez here at the end of round 2.
Que les pongo vaselina, pa. Ey, siga pinteando, güey, sigue trabajando. La defensa es más importante. No le apriete todavía, güey, Todo bien trucha, mijo, Dale más aire, entonces, dale aire, pa.
Te vas para atrás fácil, pero tienes que rematarlo por dentro. O, como lo hiciste cuando pegaste el buen golpe abajo, ahí te paras, ahí. Él se abre, él va a tirar todo el golpe abierto. Bloqueale y contéstale y cortito por dentro. Y suba las manos, para no arriesgar mucho, ¿ok? Nomás si haga eso, ciérrese, bloqueale y contéstele. Él se va a abrir, cada golpe lo tira muy abierto, ¿ok? Entonces bloqueale y ahí contéstale por dentro. ¿Sí entiendes cómo digo, verdad? Ok, hágalo.
La puedes aventar por arriba de su jab.
También entra a la derecha arriba de su jab, ¿ok? Pero bien vivito, bien bloqueadito y conteste por dentro.
Robert, thank you.
I don't speak Spanish, but I'm pretty sure that Delgado's coach in the corner was basically telling him to block that right hand and then shift, come back with the left hook to the left uppercut to the body and the right uppercut to the body or to the chin. I'm not sure which one he was saying, but as long as he throws it accurately, and if Sanchez were to duck into it, it'll land on his chin. If not, it lands right to the body. But he's asking Delgado to catch the punch and come off with 2 shots.
Absolutely. That was pretty good for not speaking Spanish.
Well, he was doing the movement, so.
Sanchez on the attack here to start round 3. Double jab there.
Really good stiff jabs from Delgado. And you can tell those are powerful, strong jabs. I just don't like how afterwards he doesn't throw a combination behind the jab and then he'll take that step back. You want to throw the jab to set up the combination behind it. That's the point of the jab.
It's a nice right hand down to the body for Sanchez. He almost turns his body sideways as he throws, Michaela. I mean, they always tell you guys, right, not to stand so square, but he's almost, you know, making a T with Delgado's body when he throws those shots, which is why they come so wide, especially that backhand. And gets caught with the left hand just like that.
And that's exactly what Delgado's coach wanted him to do. Just punch right off that right hand and sit and shift and throw that left hook to the body. Right now, there we go. Exactly the combination that Garcia was looking for.
Sanchez misses a couple shots there as Delgado continues to circle to Sanchez's right hand. Typically not the way you would tell your fighter to go, right? Michaela into the strong hand, and now he goes left.
Yeah,
to his right.
That is the rule of thumb. You know, if your opponent has a strong right hand, you want to circle away from it to their hook. If they have a strong hook, you want to circle the other way. Even when you're fighting with southpaw, or if people say you want to circle a certain way with the southpaw, but I always say no matter what stance they're in, you want to circle away from their strong hand.
Nice counter for Delgado with the right hand. Still not getting too busy with the activity. Maybe he'll pick it up as we get into round 4 coming up next.
Mira, ok, mira. Este round ya estuvo mejor, pero aún así todavía estuvo cuestionable. Los primeros rounds los perdimos, ¿eh? Así que vas abajo. Quiero que ya este morro ya te enseñó lo que él trae. Así va a ser toda la pelea. Tú sí puedes más. Yo sé que tú puedes más. Tú tienes más. ¿Ok? Así que ahí iré. ¡Pum! Por dentro, más bien cerradito, porque avienta los volados. Bloqueadito y ¡pum! Contéstele. No fallan, Lindolfo. ¿Ok? No, cuando te levantas, no te jales enfrente de él para arriba, no. Mejor váyase para atrás y luego por dentro. ¿Entiende? Vamos, úseme esos golpes por dentro. Ya no se levante tanto.
Sí, vivo, güey, porque nomás está buscando los
más de izquierda, volados, cabrón. Es todo. Está buscando él ya te enseñó lo que trae. Y va a hacer toda la pelea así. Usted puede más. Usted sí tiene más.
Métele derecha y gancho.
So Robert Garcia, who is Delgado's coach, is once again telling him, I want you to drop those 2 body shots. So as of now, Delgado is doing a good job at catching and dropping that left hook to the body, but he's got to follow up with 2 punches. Robert Garcia wants 2 punches from him to the body, a little bit more activity. And I know earlier Robert Garcia and Lindolfo Delgado were talking about taking their time, not having to rush, they have the time, but they were also talking about how they're ready for a big name. They're ready to be put into the big fights and, you know, in the conversations of a world championship fights. And if he wants that fight, this is the type of time, this is the time where he has to step on the gas and do something impressive. I don't think right now he has the privilege of sitting and coasting the first 4 rounds. He's got to let his hands go if he wants to be respected in the division and get the fights that he wants.
I couldn't agree more, especially when you have a fighter in his, you know, close to his weight class. I mean, Muratalla's tonight fighting at what they're calling a 140-pound fight because his last-minute opponent fought out of catch weight. But Muratalla also is close to fighting at 140, 135, 140, and that's another fighter in the same stable that's getting recognition and getting knockouts, and his name is being thrown around, especially with the likes of possibly Shakur Stevenson down the line. You got to find a way to make some noise, even in your own stable, to stand out.
Yeah, you do. You know, he has a great record, a 19-0 with 14 KOs, but at this point, like, this is the entertainment at the end of the day, too. People want to be entertained. People want great matchups, and so you do have to do something to stand out and say, hey, we want to see that fight. You want the fans to say, hey, I want to see that guy challenge the champion. And right now, we're in round 4, and I don't feel that way yet. I'm waiting for him to step on the gas and let those combinations go that I know he can do. But he's one punching. He's got to put the combinations together.
Yeah, right now, again, I mean, at the minute he tried there to throw a combination, Sanchez just moved in and held him and pushed him straight back. But after he throws the jab, he's not really letting go of the right hand.
Yeah, he's really looking to punch after he catches. He's looking to catch and counter. But what he's got to do is punch behind the jab. Throw the combinations behind the jab, then catch, then counter with the second combination. He's got a great jab. Delgado's got a really good jab, but you see in moments he stops using it. And then steps straight back. There's no point in jabbing and then stepping straight back. You jab to knock their head back and follow up with a combination.
All right, well, this round looked much like the other 3, Michaela, as we head to round 5.
¿Eh? ¿Cómo siente la condición? ¿Sí? ¿Cómo se sintió la pegada, muchacho? ¿Eh?
Hay que tener cuidado con el swing técnico. Y cuando sueltas la derecha puede ya venir el swing de izquierda o el gancho abajo. Ya lo puedes aventar un poquito.
Te cuidas muy bien, güey, ¿ok? De vez en cuando, si puedes caminarlo, camínalo, güey, pero siempre defensivo y voladito, padre. ¿Me oyes? ¿Tienes una pregunta, algo, cualquier cosa?
Todo bien.
Así es. ¿Más? No te la tomes esta, güey.
Viene con chapo, el volado arriba se lo va a meter.
El jab abajo a la derecha o el jab al volado, güey. Pero hazlo, pero de distancia media, güey, ¿eh? Y luego cuando termines, empieza a moverte la cabeza, muévete a los lados, bien vivo, pa.
Okay.
Esta pelea va a ser tuya.
So we talked about in the last round, Michaela, some adjustments you'd like to see from Delgado, especially with what Robert Garcia was telling him. What about for Sanchez?
I was just listening to his corner. Again, I don't speak Spanish, but from what I picked up, Sanchez's corner really wants him to continue to drop that right hand over, except follow up. So the right hand, follow up with the left to the body or to an uppercut, and then again with the right hand. So more combinations, I think, is what both corners are looking for from their fighters, because it's kind of even up. It's sort of like Sanchez is like, I'll punch you, and then Delgado's like, okay, now I'll punch you. Now you punch me, now I punch you. No, someone's got to take over now.
Down to the body with a stab jab from Delgado. Looked to throw the right hand behind it, but was blocked by Sanchez as Sanchez changes levels on his jab, up top then down to the body.
Yeah, Sanchez has to see that Delgado's not throwing more than 2 punches at a time and sort of start to step in and back him up. You know, that's what I would do if I was Sanchez. I put the pressure on, pick up the combination, pick up the punch count. Now you see Delgado trying to drop in that uppercut. I told you in the beginning, he has a great uppercut. He loves it.
Delgado also, Michaela, standing his ground a little more in the center of the ring here. His kind of foot, had his foot kind of planted on that logo. Not as much movement here in round 5 for him.
Yeah, it's still too much defense for me.
Gotcha.
You know, it's a little too much. He just blocked 3 combinations from Garcia and then came back with 1 jab and then back to the movement. You got to take over the fight. You know, we're in round 5 now. We're halfway through the fight.
Sanchez doing some work with that lead hand and then comes with the right hook to the body.
Great right hook.
And back comes Delgado. Uppercut, there's the shot you were looking for, Michaela. Pours it on now, that one might have hurt Sanchez. Sanchez looking to keep himself in this fight, goes down to the body with the left hand.
That was definitely the best combination from Delgado in this fight. You know, one of those every round would solidify a better win for him.
Just missed there with the ducking shot, and then down to the body with the left over the top with the right for Sanchez.
It definitely seems that Delgado has a lot more pop on his punches, more strength.
Oh, that one sent Sanchez to the canvas, face first.
That's the strength I was talking about. You can see Delgado has the power advantage over Sanchez.
Almost
and now he's whipping in those shots.
Unfortunately for him, that's the end of the round, but a 10-8 round scored there for Delgado in a round where he landed the most significant punches of the fight. And the adjustment that was made was he stood right there and fought.
And put his combinations together. It wasn't 2 punches, it was 4 or 5.
Mira, güey, no te pendejes, güey. Primero la defensa, güey. No tienes nada fuerte, nomás trabájalo, güey. Lo vas a tener que empezar a caminar, cabrón, pero bien inteligente, güey. Están muy cómodos, güey, peleando, güey. ¿Ok?
Ok, entonces cérrese por dentro. Nomás sube, sigue con los manos y mueva más la cabeza. No la levantes. Ciérrala ahí por dentro y ahí contéstele.
You see right there, Sanchez tried to drop his jab. Delgado came right over the top with the right hands. Right on behind the ear, close to back of the head, but definitely still a legal blow. Good jab to start off the round from Sanchez, but he's going to need more than 1 punch. He's really going to have to step on the gas and start pushing Delgado backwards.
He seemed to look steady though, right, Michaela? Seems like he recovered pretty well from that knockdown there in round 5.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a little bit timid now of the power. You know, he felt the power. But he can't let that show when he throws his combinations. He's got to continue to let the combinations go and press Delgado back.
Good defense there, blocking that shot.
It's intimidating coming forward on a fighter like Delgado, someone who loves that uppercut. They love to whip that uppercut in, especially knowing that Sanchez is the shorter fighter. He's going to be lower. He's right there ready for that uppercut.
Sanchez using some of that high guard to block those Delgado shots, but those are kind of those shots you just throw away to kind of set something up, but then he never threw the third shot.
Yeah, you see, Sanchez has some pop in some of his punches, but he also has some weak combinations, sort of like that just doesn't make Delgado want to back off. He's going to keep coming forward.
Oh, that was a hard shot with the right hand set up off that double jab. Good combination there from Sanchez, but doesn't really move the needle. Good exchange there.
Delgado actually got caught with a good left hook in between that strong combination.
Shot again with the right hand from Sanchez.
Yeah, you know, sometimes when Delgado wants to sit and block, yeah, he's got good defense, but that's what happens when you try and block too many punches. You're going to get caught with some of them. And against the stronger puncher and a more dangerous fighter, they're going to get something in. You don't want to put your hands up against, you know, I know the first name that comes to mind is someone like Keyshawn Davis. If you hold your hand up and block more than 3 punches from him, you're going to get knocked out. It's dangerous to sit there and block. The goal is you block no more than 2 punches, and then you come back with something of your own.
There from Delgado that little shoulder bump off for Sanchez, but is able to get in with the uppercut and then bring it around top with the right hand. But that's that counter shot you were talking about that got through the guard there.
That's that counter shot. We tried to do that right uppercut, come over with the right hand again to the head. And Garcia came right over with that looping hook.
Mientras tú te esperas y él va para adelante, es cuando tienes las chances. Llévalo para atrás y él ya no puede.
More of a sense of urgency too in the Sanchez corner. Up and ready to go, kind of trying to fire up their guy. As we head around 7.
Good little sneaky hook that Sanchez continues to throw on Delgado. I don't think it's enough. He needs more than that right now. More than one punch. Good right hand over the top from Delgado.
And a nice counter shot down to the body. You know, with Sanchez. He's not making it easy on Delgado at all. He definitely has to think. Oh my goodness, and again, another shot. Floors Sanchez. Nearly the same way as the one in round 5.
The sneaky right hand right over the top. As soon as Sanchez looks to jab.
It's over. Mark Nelson has waved off the fight. And that's a knockout victory for Lindolfo Delgado.
Knockout.
I want to put a little something into perspective right now. And this was the 7th round. So you have to pay attention. Delgado, let's look at the replay real quick and then I'll get back to my point. But you see right here, good jab from Delgado. You see Sanchez looked to come back with his own shot, and Delgado dropped the right hand right over the top. Here comes Sanchez trying to drop that hook in, that sneaky hook that he's been throwing the whole fight.
And he needed that. I mean, we were talking about the type of performances that you need to have. And,
yes.
You know, I'm not sitting here saying that, oh my God, like that was a spectacular performance, but you had a knockdown and then the final knockdown that stopped the fight. And those were hard shots. You can tell he's got some power. That's why you want to see these combinations coming from, a little more catch and shoot.
Yeah, you want to see that knockout. We all want to see the knockouts, but you don't want to, this might sound a little harsh, but you don't want to be bored until the knockout comes, right? You still want to be entertained. And just to put into perspective a little bit about a women's match, you know, the undisputed fight that we're going to see in the co-main tonight, 10 2-minute rounds. This knockout came in the 7th round, the 21st minute. If this was a women's fight, it would have gone the distance and you would have never seen that knockout because it would have come 1 minute too late. A women's boxing match is 20 minutes long. So it just puts into perspective how a male fight can change so drastically the second half. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12th round, we've all seen a fight turn and change so drastically. The women don't have that advantage, so you're not going to see a fight start out slow. They're going to be throwing from the first bell.
I'm looking forward to seeing 2 unified champions put all their belts on the line in our co-main event tonight between Yokasta Valle and Seniesa Estrada. We still have Raymond Muratalla and Zolasani Ndongeni next.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside the Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona. This bout comes to a conclusion at 48 seconds of round number 7. For your winner by knockout, Lindolfo Delgado.
And congratulations to Lindolfo Delgado. Your winner tonight by knockout now is 20-0. with 15 KOs. Congrats to Robert Garcia and his manager, Rick Merigian, on the win tonight. He's ranked number 9 by the WBC at 140 pounds. Hopefully this fight right here, this knockout, can help keep him in the top 10, if not move the needle a little bit closer to where he wants to be within the next year or so, and that's a contender for a world title. So the solid performance against a guy that obviously had his respect. You can tell by how defensively sound that he was. Not only from them knowing each other, but them having sparred many rounds together, things like that. You could tell that they had to work in there. They had to think.
Yeah, I think just the way that Sanchez boxed, he knew that Delgado had that power. He knew he had those sneaky uppercuts, that sneaky right hand over the top. You could see his timidness a bit throughout the fight. You know, trying to, again, really great combination from Delgado right there. Uppercut over the, turned it over, the right hand to the head. Another shot, right hand right over the top that we caught him twice with tonight. That's where both the knockouts came from. Just waiting for Sanchez to throw that jab and quickly sneaking that right hand over. That last one to end the fight.
There he is with his hand raised, and you know, he told us, and we were sitting there talking with Robert Garcia in the fighter meetings, you know, they're like, this guy's good, and every time he fights a better opponent, he raises his game, but he's having a hard time, you know, making meaningful fights in terms of like names that other people know. And a lot of the guys at 140 are not with Top Rank anymore, let's be real, right? And he's like, I would love a guy like Prograis or somebody that has a name that can help put Lindolfo on the map, because he's a quiet guy. He's not that active on social media. You know, he's got good skills, he's got strong power. So the opponents are like, well, that's kind of a higher risk and a low reward.
That's exactly what he was saying. He's high risk, low reward. And it's such a horrible position to be in. I know plenty of people that are in that, you know, especially some women. He doesn't have a belt, and you know, why risk yourself against a big puncher like that when they don't necessarily bring anything to the table?
All right, well, we'll see what Raymond Muratalla brings to the table. He is coming up next in a scheduled 10-round bout, and then our co-main event for all the belts at minimum weight. Champion Seniesa Estrada taking on champion Yokasta Valle, and then, of course, our main event tonight. Now for the interim WBO junior lightweight world title, Oscar Valdez taking on Liam Wilson, both with something to prove at this point in their careers. Both have losses to Emmanuel Navarrete. So that's what's coming up later. And in our co-main event, Seniesa Estrada versus Yokasta Valle, a fight that pits champion versus champion. Two very entertaining styles between these two, but the build-up to this fight has just been incredible. There's a lot of beef between these two. There's been a lot of talk. What am I talking about? Well, we're gonna let you in on a preview of what has been, you know, this heated rivalry with these two back and forth. Talk That Talk was quite fire. So here's a look at Talk That Talk, Estrada and Valle. The first time all the belts will be on the line in this weight class. The first undisputed minimum weight queen will be crowned.
I want to fight this girl because I know I can beat her.
Que ella dice que me va a ganar. Bueno, yo también cuando la vi por primera vez y yo.
I don't want to be friends with you or anyone in your team.
Yo tampoco, no quiero ser amiga contigo, definitivamente.
The focus has always been on men's boxing throughout the history of the sport. People are starting to recognize that women's boxing is here to stay.
Please throw a lot of punches. I'm gonna make you look so dumb. I'll make you fall into the ropes.
Muchos.
I'm just hungry to become undisputed.
Son mis títulos, es mi sueño y eso nadie me lo va a quitar.
Undisputed, the best word in all of boxing. On Friday, March 29th, unified champion Seniesa Estrada and unified champion Yokasta Valle put all the belts on the line in the ring. But today, I have a chance to sit down with both of them to discuss the backstory on their heated rivalry. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me today. A lot of people got their first kind of glimpse of the back and forth between you guys on social media early last year, tweets back and forth. Seniesa, I'll start with you. From your perspective, where does kind of the animosity, the bad blood come from with Yokasta Valle?
It comes from many things, but I would say to start with, it comes from her saying that I've been ducking her, that I've been scared to fight her, which is absolutely false because throughout the years of us getting to this point of making this fight, there's been only effort from my side, from my promoter when I was with Golden Boy, and now with Top Rank. That's where that animosity comes from, of her saying that I'm afraid and that I'm ducking. I've been trying to make the fight happen, and hey, we're here, so I'm happy that it's finally being made and it's done.
And for you, Yokasta, I know that you've had Seniesa on your radar for quite some time. What's the backstory from your perspective as to when things kind of turned up a bit in terms of the animosity?
Bueno, la pelea empezó o sea, que yo quería pelear con Seniesa en el 2019. Desde esa pelea, bueno, Golden Boy nos había ofrecido esa pelea. No pudimos porque ya teníamos una pelea título mundial contra Joana Pastrana, era un título mundial. Seniesa ni siquiera era campeona, obviamente íbamos a elegir un campeonato mundial a Seniesa. Luego hubo el enfrentamiento de que luego ella empezó a tirar en redes sociales de que ninguna campeona quería pelear con ella. Y yo, hey, deberían quitarle los títulos. Y yo, hey, aquí estoy, yo puedo pelear y en cualquier momento. Y siempre he estado anuente a hacer esta pelea. Y bueno, finalmente ya lo pasado es pasado. Finalmente ya se va a dar este 29 de marzo que estoy más que emocionada.
From your perspective, she's been looking to fight you as well, had the opportunity to fight for a belt. At what point did she get on the radar?
I remember watching her fight about 7 years ago. My dad showed me her fights over in Costa Rica, and I said, I want to fight this girl because I know I can beat her, and she doesn't deserve to be the champion. So I had a list of all the champions, and I put the paper down, and I said, I want to fight this champion here. She has the WBO title, and she's from Costa Rica. And Robert Diaz said, okay, I don't know who that is, but let me contact her team. We did have a fight scheduled in 2019, but for some reason, she wasn't able to come and fight, so I ended up having a replacement opponent, Miranda Atkins, which was how the 7-second knockout happened. But yeah, that's what happened. So I brought the list to the table, and I had her name on the list, and remember Robert Diaz saying, I don't know who this is, but I'll try to make the fight happen. And I remember Robert Diaz even watching tape of her and saying, wow, you're definitely gonna take that WBO title from her.
Do you have a response to that?
Que ella dice que me va a ganar. Bueno, yo también cuando la vi por primera vez y yo le gano a ella. No tiene nada especial. Obviamente la respeto como la campeona que es, pero yo sabía que en algún momento nos íbamos a enfrentar. Es una pelea que la gente pide. Yo nunca he estado negativa a decir que no. Al contrario, más bien cuando no se daba la pelea, no se llega a ningún acuerdo, yo tuve que subir a una categoría 108 libras arriesgando, pero yo no importa. Arriesgué, gané 2 títulos y luego me regresé, me quedé. Podía ser undisputed en 108 libras, pero dije yo, no, me voy a bajar a 105 libras porque esta es la pelea que estaba buscando. Y ya se dio este 29 de marzo.
I was actually supposed to fight her July, the fight where I injured my hand last year in July. And Eric Gomez told my team, no, not right now. And now that she only has one more fight left with Golden Boy, they're making it happen because, hey, cash out with her now.
Yo no estoy buscando el dinero. Lo que yo estoy buscando es los cinturones. Yo no es que, quiero pelear con Seniesa ahí. Normalmente porque tenía los 2 cinturones, es lo que estoy buscando. No son nada especial, simplemente quiero los cinturones, nada más.
So it sounds like for Yokasta, it's simply the fact that she's the one that holds the other belts in the division. It doesn't seem like it's something that's personal for you or doesn't feel as personal as maybe it feels for Seniesa.
Sí, Seniesa lo agarró demasiado personal, o sea, es un deporte. Con mi entrenadora, con Golden Boy,
Well, yeah, it's not
no sé
personal
por qué
for
te
her
fuiste.
because Golden Boy Promotions isn't her ex-promoter. She's running around saying that in every interview, saying that I'm scared and I'm ducking her, which is not true. And then the history that we have with her trainer was my friend for a very long time since I was a little girl, friends with my dad, and you know, she called my father one day and said, I have this offer to train Valle. What should I do it? Should I not? And that was the issue with her trainer. So she decided to jump on the other side and train Valle. So, but I'm glad you're on that side because you're gonna watch me kick her ass all over the ring from the other side. So it's great.
No, por supuesto, Gloria, o sea, es un deporte, o sea, como más bien deberían alegrarse por ella, por estar entrenando a una campeona que me ha hecho subir de nivel y poder ganarte, porque yo sé que te voy a ganar, por algo peleó.
Gloria also said when we fight each other that she'll step aside, and I'm like, well, I can't tell you to do that. Of course she's not going to step aside, which I'm glad she's not, because I'd rather have her on the other side. You made your choice. You're the enemy now.
Enemiga, yo no te veo como enemiga, te veo como una contrincante. Nada más una contrincante que quiero quitarte los cinturones y eso es lo que voy a hacer. Eso es lo que voy a hacer este 29 de marzo, nada personal. ¿Por qué te metes como entrenadora? No vas a pelear como entrenadora en el ring, vas a pelear conmigo, nadie más. No te va a ayudar ni tu papá ni tu entrenador, nadie más. O sea, vamos a estar tú y yo, nadie más.
Yeah.
Sí,
and
por supuesto, y ahí lo vamos a ver.
You're all taking the loss.
Sí.
You're all going down together and taking the loss together. You guys are a team. Well, it's personal for me. I mean, I'm competitive. I'm a competitor. I want to be great. I want all the belts. I don't want to be friends with you or anyone in your team.
Yo tampoco, no quiero hacer amiga contigo, definitivamente.
The first time that all the belts will be on the line in this weight class, the first undisputed minimum weight queen will be crowned. With that being said, and just the historic magnitude of this fight, Yokasta, I'll start with you. What does the fight, the event, mean for you and your legacy to be a part of?
Bueno, significa muchísimo. La verdad que estoy más que emocionada por hacer historia. Esta pelea, en serio, que abre el camino para las futuras generaciones, para el boxeo femenino, seguir haciendo historia como lo hizo Amanda Serrano, Katy Taylor, que hicieron una gran pelea. Yo sé que nosotros vamos a hacer una gran pelea y eso abre las puertas de que digan, ok, en el boxeo masculino a veces no se aceptan estas peleas y nosotros las hacemos campeona tras campeona, eso no se da. Y lo estamos haciendo posible y hacer historia por mi país, por Costa Rica y por Centroamérica, de que sí se puede, de verdad, y ser campeona absoluta, eso es algo que anhelo y solo el hecho de subirme, pelear, darlo todo, porque lo voy a darlo todo y ganar, eso va a ser historia y hay que seguir haciendo historia para que el boxeo femenino sea más visto y podamos llegar a ganar también las grandes bolsas.
Yeah, this fight means everything to me. It's, of course, the biggest fight of my career so far, and I just can't wait to be undisputed. I can't wait for people to watch us on this platform, and I thank Top Rank in ESPN for giving me this platform to be able to show what we can do in women's boxing and show how entertaining we are. So I'm excited. I can't wait.
Why was that so important to you to have the fight here and maybe not in Costa Rica where maybe it would main event?
Yeah,
there.
I mean, I'm not going to Costa Rica for what? We're able to bring her here, and her saying that she fights in stadiums. I've never seen her fight in a huge. I don't know what she considers a stadium in Costa Rica, but I've never seen her fight in a stadium in Costa Rica before. So there's no way I was going to go to Costa Rica.
Bueno, tienes que ir a Costa Rica para que veas, o sea, lo que es realmente, lo que esta gran pelea. O sea,
after I beat you, you can go back to fighting in Costa Rica.
Sí, te puedo dar la revancha y podemos llenar allá un estadio. Ahí sí podemos hacerlo. Ir a Costa Rica.
I'm not giving you a rematch after I beat you. Why would I do that?
Vas a querer ir.
When it comes down to skills, how would you assess Yokasta Valle as a fighter? What does she do well?
She's aggressive and is in good shape. But every woman I fight is aggressive and in good shape, or is in good shape in general. So it's nothing that I haven't seen before.
Tiene muy se mueve muy bien, tiene un muy buen contragolpe, pero no sabe qué hacer. Bueno, es la parte mala. No sabe qué hacer cuando alguien le tira mucho golpe, se desespera, tiene su parte buena, pero también su parte mala, como todo boxeador, pero eso uno lo estudia.
I love when fighters throw a lot of punches. Please throw a lot of punches. I'm gonna make you look so dumb. I'm gonna make you fall into the ropes.
Muchos.
I'm gonna make you miss so badly. It's gonna be, it's gonna be funny.
Ah, sí. Bueno, vamos a verlo.
How do you beat her?
No, vamos a verlo, vamos a ver. Te voy a tirar muchos golpes, vamos a ver qué es lo que vas a hacer.
Please throw a lot of punches. I can't wait.
Bueno, haciendo todo el trabajo, obviamente una pelea tan importante, no es una pelea fácil jamás, por algo es campeón y la respeto. Tenemos un excelente campamento, tengo a mi entrenadora Gloria Alvarado, tengo a coach Pedro, están mis compañeros, mis compañeras de sparring, que yo sé que me va a dar el máximo esfuerzo para yo ganar esta pelea. No es una pelea fácil, pero ¿cómo le gano? Tanto bien preparada físicamente, van a ver, es cierto, ya puedo haber visto otras peleas, pero cada pelea yo siempre trato de mejorar. Tengo el hambre de ser campeona absoluta y eso, tengo el corazón. No solo también es la parte física, el entrenamiento, la parte mental, sino el hambre y el corazón de querer ser campeona absoluta.
What does a win against Yokasta Valle do for you in your career at this point?
I just think it'll show how I am a pound-for-pound champion. You know, my goal is to not only be undisputed at one weight division, but at multiple weight divisions.
Do you think that we've seen the best of Seniesa Estrada yet?
No, I don't. I definitely don't think that we've seen the best of Seniesa Estrada yet, and you know that's because of my 11th month layoff with my previous promoter situation, and then getting into a groove with Top Rank, and then getting an injury and having surgery. So I think that also kind of sets me back a little bit of the groove that I want to get into. But yeah, you haven't seen the best, but you'll definitely see the best on March 29th.
So she has enough respect to say that she's going to have to show the best, Seniesa Estrada, to be able to defeat you. Do you feel that we've seen the full package of what Yokasta Valle has to offer in the ring?
No, definitivamente esta pelea van a ver lo mejor de mí, porque uno siento que todas las peleas son completamente diferentes. Cuando uno pelea con peleadoras o muy desordenadas o no tienen, uno se le complica y no saca lo mejor del boxeo que uno tiene. Y el boxeo de Seniesa con el mío, siento que o sea, está como los estilos hacen las peleas y los estilos de las dos nos va a sacar, tanto el de Seniesa, sacar el mejor potencial de ella, tanto el mío. Entonces son dos estilos que chocan bien y por eso va a ser una gran pelea. Van a ver la mejor versión mía, yo sé que es la mejor de Seniesa porque lo va a tener que hacer, sacar lo mejor de ella por lo que yo voy a hacer. Entonces, y siendo ella lo mismo, me va a sacar a mí, sacar mi mejor versión para darlo todo en esta pelea. La gente se va a enamorar, yo siempre digo que cada pelea que vean van a decir, wow, yo quiero ver más de Yokasta Valle. Y así ha sido por algo, bueno, ya he hecho fans aquí en Estados Unidos, mexicanos, de todos otros países que quieren seguir viéndome. Entonces, cada pelea siempre voy a mejorar y van a ver la mejor versión y más en esta pelea tan importante que son mis títulos en juego y ser campeona absoluta.
Oh, so I started daydreaming, sorry. You know, I feel like all the belts are already there for me to walk out of the ring with. I just have to listen to my trainer, Dean Campos, and listen to my team and make sure that I prepare the way I'm supposed to, that mentally I go into the fight the way I'm supposed to and just do what I'm supposed to do, and it's there for me. So I just can't wait to show everybody on March 29th what I'm gonna do.
Any final words for Yokasta?
Nope.
No.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, ladies, for spending some time up here with me. We cannot wait for the fight. Undisputed. It's going down March 29th. Be there. needed more to get you excited for the co-main event tonight. I appreciate Seniesa Estrada and Yokasta Valle taking the time to sit down with me and talk some talk, but tonight it's going to be the punches that are doing the talking, and I can't wait. That's coming up in our co-main event, but right now, coming up next, Raymond Muratalla taking on Solizani Ndongeni. Here's a look at Ndongeni on the scales yesterday at the weigh-in, and Raymond Muratalla. This one at a contracted weight of 138, although Muratalla typically fights at lightweight 135. This is considered a junior welterweight contest because of the catch weight, as Michaela Mayer takes us through the tail of tape.
Okay, Raymond Muratalla coming in at 137.1 pounds, 27 years of age, going up against Yolisani Ndongeni. I got that right, yes. 6 years Muratalla's senior. The biggest difference here is just the ring experience. Yolisani holds the advantage when it comes to rounds, 227 rounds in the ring as a professional, going up against Muratalla, who just 79. But obviously Muratalla has a very impressive knockout ratio, 19-0 with 16 knockouts.
And Raymond Muratalla is climbing the ranks at 135 pounds, and he believes after tonight there will be no doubt that he deserves a chance against the top guys in the division.
I got to get through whoever they feed me, man. At the end of the day, I want to get those belts, so whoever they put in front of me, I got to get past them. I got to get through this fight, make a statement, and after that, I need those top guys, those Devin Haney's, those Shakur, all those guys that are close to getting those shots. I need those fights. I see all the hard work that's been put in, and all my fights, they've been performance after performance, so I definitely think they know what type of fighter I am. These next fights to come, I think I'll definitely get the credit I deserve. I just want people to know that I'm next up. I think I'm the next 135 champ.
As we take a look at the WBC and WBO lightweight champs and notables currently in boxing, the WBC belt holders Shakur Stevenson, William Zepeda, Raymond Muratalla, and Keyshawn Davis up there in the top 5. And the WBO, it's a vacant belt for now, but Branchik and Navarrete will be fighting for that belt in San Diego next month. Let's take a look at Ndongeni, as Mike the Mechanic Basil is his cut man, getting him ready for battle tonight as a South African fighter takes on Raymond Muratalla, fighting out of Southern California in the Robert Garcia Boxing Academy. We are awaiting his ring walk. Raymond Muratalla ranked in the top 8 with all 4 sanctioning bodies, and in the top 5 with the WBO. In fact, as high as number 2, as you saw in that graphic by the WBC. 19 wins, 16 of those by way of knockout. It's coming off an impressive performance against previously undefeated Diego Torres. Knocked him out in the 8th round. And Torres had a impressive record, 18-1, 17 knockouts, and Muratalla went in there and handed him his first loss by TKO round 8. Muratalla's a quiet guy, doesn't do a lot of talking. You know, we sit in fighter meetings time and time again, and you know, he's just all about his business. He trains really hard, he works hard. He's like, I don't do a lot outside of boxing, outside of the sport. I hang out with my family, my brother.
And he wants that shot. Exactly. He wants that shot, and I think he deserves it. You know, he is a great fighter, but we also spoke about the fact that he is slowly but surely outgrowing the 135-pound weight class, and he would hate to put all this work into this division, get to this level, and then say, I gotta move up, and miss out on that shot that he worked so hard for. So,
ladies and gentlemen, welcome inside the Desert Diamond Arena here in beautiful Glendale, Arizona. This is boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum. This bout scheduled for 10 rounds in the junior welterweight division. Our judges at ringside, Esther Lopez, Patrick Russell, and Chris Wilson. And the man in charge at the sound of the bell is Mr. Chris Flores. Introducing first, out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 137.1 pounds, wearing white trunks with black and gray trim. His record, 31 victories with 4 defeats. 18 of those victories coming by way of knockout. From Mount Frere, South Africa, Zolisani, the Wasp, Ndongeni! Introducing out of the red corner. He too weighed in at 137.1 pounds, wearing dark blue trunks with silver trim. His record, perfect. 19 fights, 19 victories. 16 of those victories coming by way of knockout. Ranked 10th by the WBC and WBO and IBF at 135 pounds from Fontana, California, Raymond Danger Muratalla!
Gentlemen, we went over the instructions in the dressing room. I expect a clean fight. These trunks right here are good. That's the line. These are high. I'm going to let them work right there. There's the line. Touch them up now. Go back to your corners.
Chris Flores, the third man in the ring tonight. Christina Poncher and Michaela Mayer on the broadcast with you. Thank you for watching.
I'll be Raymond.
The undercard main event in the ring now, if you will, before we get to our 2 title fights. Raymond Muratalla in the blue trunks with the silver trim, and Ndongeni in the white, black, and gray trunks with the pink trim. Fighting out of South Africa, 31-4 with 18 KOs. The 2017 South African Fighter of the Year and former African Boxing Union Junior welterweight champion. He's been a pro for 13 years and a veteran at about 140 pounds, although this fight contested right under.
You can see Ndongeni is a little awkward, but he has a lot of experience in this ring. He's gone up against a lot of fighters. He has done a lot of rounds. So Muratalla may take him a few minutes to get used to Ndongeni's rhythm. But that's one thing I love about Muratalla. He's very loose on his feet, very relaxed. You know, he's not stiff. His hands are sort of, you know, they're not really up super high, but he's catching punches. He sees things coming. But he's very loose and relaxed and sort of ready for anything.
Definitely on point, Michaela, describing Danger Muratalla, and I think what makes him so dangerous is just kind of what you said. It's like he's calm and then boom, the dynamite explodes. He's not one of those guys that, you know, is continuing to throw a ton of punches. He's economical with the shots and he's efficient with the shots, and he packs a punch.
Yeah, and he doesn't telegraph his shots, and that's what's scary. You don't see the punches coming. Really good straight right hand down to the stomach. And Ndongeni loves that jab down to the stomach too. And watch him follow up eventually with that right hand over the top.
Ndongeni's last fight was a loss where he retired on the stool in the 8th round against Arnold Barbosa Jr. Familiar name to those who've watched the Top Rank stable. No longer a Top Rank fighter, but a name nonetheless. He also fought Devin Haney back in 2019 and went the distance with him losing a 10-round unanimous decision. As he looks to shoot a combination there to the body of Muratalla. Muratalla catches him with the left hook there. That's a money shot for him.
Ndongeni's got to make sure he's keeping that right hand up. That one didn't phase him. He came right back. Ndongeni came right back with a good one too. Keeping that distance good. He's circling, he's moving, he's knowing not to engage fully with Muratalla.
Muratalla doing a good job with the distance as well, just stepping back just enough to get out of the way of those shots. 20 seconds left here in round 1. Gets caught with the right hand there, does Muratalla.
Yeah, Ndongeni's not easy to figure out. He's busy, he keeps that space, he's moving. Like I said, a little awkward. So you're not really sure exactly when the punches are coming.
How you feel? Good?
That was a good competitive round from Ndongeni. Muratalla now, I think, is just seeing and going to have to make that adjustment to try and catch him.
Close it down a little more. Close it down a little more. You're over his jab. You're right hand.
See, I told you it was nothing. Didn't I tell you? Huh? Right hand's landing all day. Take your time, all right? Back foot strong. Don't fall in on it, all right? Very nice. Block the jab, double jab. Keep working that right hand, all right?
Too good? Too good? That's right. Go, boom, bang, rhythm, right? Look good doing it, right? And don't get lazy, because, you know, there was one round that landed. Just don't get lazy, right?
As we get ready for round 2, scheduled for 10, I'd like to welcome all our friends watching on Sky Sports in the UK and Ireland. We're in for a treat tonight. Raymond Muratalla, one of the best lightweights. And then coming up next, Seniesa Estrada taking on Yokasta Valle for all the belts at minimum weight, looking for an undisputed world champion to be crowned tonight. And of course, our main event, Oscar Valdez and Liam Wilson for the interim junior lightweight belt, depending on what Emmanuel Navarrete does in his next contest up at 35. Win or lose, he'll decide whether he wants to come down and continue to defend his 130-pound title, or whether he'll stay at junior welterweight, or excuse me, yes, junior welterweight or 135 and keep that belt there. So
you see Muratalla sort of holding his ground a little bit more. The hands are a little far in front of his face, and he's basically looking to catch whatever Ndongeni throws and come right back. He's seeing now. He's not afraid of Ndongeni. He's sitting right there looking to catch and see whatever he throws and looking for his counter.
Very cerebral fighter as Ndongeni tries to feint and Muratalla doesn't bite.
You can see him sort of pawning that jab, just waiting to counter with that right hand. Using that front hand as a feeler to feel how much space he has, or to deter any punches. Good right hand from Ndongeni, but you saw Muratalla caught it. That one might have got in, actually.
The second one, after he threw that 1-2, they came right back with the same combination again.
You got to be careful when you hold that hand out. Muratalla, you know, it's a good trick. It works a lot, but sometimes if you hold it out too much, someone can come right over the top of it.
Oh, nice right hand lands there for Muratalla as Ndongeni goes back to the body with the stab jab.
I mentioned in the first round how much Ndongeni loves that jab to the stomach. Muratalla's catching on to that now, and you can see him trying to drop the right hand as soon as Ndongeni goes down and tries to stab him. Still good activity from Ndongeni. You know, he's not backing up. He's still throwing. That's why he's a veteran in the sport. He's been in this ring with a lot of great fighters. Muratalla is in his first battle. Ooh, good right hand from Muratalla.
Muratalla had that spectacular knockout against Jeremiah Nakatila on the Devin Haney and Lomachenko undercard. That got him a lot of attention when he floored him in the second round. Came back in his very next fight against Diego Torres Nunez and got that knockout in 8 seconds. Will his knockout streak continue?
You're a little awkward, all right? Just stay smart, all right? Stay a little awkward. Feel good? Yeah? All right. Do some more feints, But every time you finish with a lift of the body. You got a beautiful body shot. All right? So let's work it. Do it when it's right, all right? Not just because we're telling you. You got to find it yourself. Feel good? All right, strong. As you know, keep that jab in the body, jab upstairs, feint it downstairs, and boom, boom. Come back with the 3-2.
One of the best parts of finding out for everybody has been joining the big family at the MarvNation. So welcoming, and it's just been a great experience.
Good jab to the stomach and overhand right by Muratalla.
Using that same jab that Ndongeni uses on him down to the body.
That's exactly why you start throwing the jab to the stomach. You start getting them to duck down, start getting them to drop their hands, and then you come over the top with your right or your backhand.
Round 3 in the scheduled 10-rounder. Muratalla down, reaching down to shoot that jab to the body. And, you know, Ndongeni, you kind of talked about his awkwardness. Also, like, a lot of almost herky-jerky hand movements. You know, he doesn't really keep his hands still. They're constantly, like, pumping out or throwing punches like that.
Yeah.
Making you have to think at all times.
Yeah, it's a very unorthodox, tricky style. And you can see his stance, too. He has a much wider stance than, say, someone like Muratalla. But sitting on those punches, sitting on that 1-2. Ooh, good left hook right hand from Ndongeni.
Down to the body from Muratalla, but Ndongeni's definitely having a solid round here to start round 3.
Yeah, I think Muratalla has to stop looking to counter and start being first with his shots. Start using his jab. Start throwing that stab down to the stomach just like Ndongeni is doing.
Oh, he gets a left hand in there again, Michaela.
He's just waiting a little bit too much. Waiting to counter a little bit too much. He's got to let that front hand go. Nice attempt to shift and drop that left to the body from Muratalla.
Muratalla answering back there with 2 shots to the body after catching a couple of Ndongeni shots.
Muratalla's got to be careful with dropping those hands. You got to keep a tight defense here because Ndongeni is letting his hands go.
And doing a good job too of working down low and then coming back up top. He's investing in the body just as much as he's investing in the head. Big shots there from Muratalla. That one tagged to the body as Ndongeni shook that off for a second. But oftentimes you know what that means, right? When you shake it off like it didn't get me.
It means you got him.
Probably got caught. As he catches him there with a hard straight shot downstairs.
Good counter hook from Muratalla as well. You know, because of that long stance that Ndongeni has, it's hard for him to come forward. It's hard for him to step up with his punches. He's doing good with the circling. He can fight on his back foot, but it's going to be hard for him to come forward. You know, Muratalla might want to try and let Ndongeni come to him.
Wide shot inside the Desert Diamond Arena as we bring you into the Ndongeni corner.
Afford to give rounds. He's the house fighter. You understand that? We can't afford to give no rounds away. Listen to me.
You see Muratalla here just, good left hook to the body. The Ndongeni comes right over the top of the right hands. Both landing good shots in this exchange. You know, if Muratalla would have thrown that shot behind his jab, it would have pushed Ndongeni back. But he's really just looking to counter.
Push him back. He's blocking you too much. He's not strong enough for you. You understand me? He's not strong enough for you. That's water, dude. Those seconds out.
Round 4 of the scheduled 10-rounder, and in Ndongeni's corner, he said something like, "You're fighting against the house fighter. You know, you got to pick it up." He alluded to, you got to go out there and take it from them, being that he believes that because it's a top-ranked card and Muratalla is a top-ranked fighter, he's going to need to do more to try to get the victory tonight.
I mean, yeah, that's, you know, I think we all know that. This is boxing. We all know you're not on your home turf. You got to fight a little bit harder.
And you know that.
I know
maybe
that.
more than
that all too well.
Unfortunately.
But you see how Ndongeni's throwing the combination, and when Muratalla takes that one step back, he misses because Ndongeni's not stepping up with his punches. You have to be right there. So if Muratalla's going to take that step back, he's got to come back immediately.
Good job blocking that overhand right, which they told us that they prepared for. But Ndongeni just comes back with another combination. Muratalla takes a quick step back and comes back with a three-punch combination of his own. Misses that combination, but also makes Ndongeni miss.
That's what Muratalla's got to do, though. He's got to get back to using that jab. He's got a great jab, but he's trying to sit in too much. He's trying to block. He's trying to counter. He's just got to get back to that jab and then let his combinations go. Every time he throws the jab, it lands. There you go. Now follow up, dig to the body, back to the jab.
Just like you said.
Another stiff jab, stopping him in his tracks. You know, Ndongeni has too much experience. He's not the guy you want to sit there and try and block and counter. He's got too much experience. Whether he may not have, you know, an undefeated record. He may, you know, not have the youth on his side, but he's been in there.
And experience is important. Being through a list of fighters like some of the guys that he has been in the ring against, and Arnold Barbosa Jr. and Devin Haney, and you know, quite a few undefeated fighters. Actually, last two fighters that he fought were undefeated.
Yeah,
he's always matched tough.
And he's the type of fighter who'll make you look bad. He'll make a good, great fighter look bad if they don't stay disciplined and stay behind the jab because he's so awkward and gutsy. I mean, he's gutsy. He's letting his hands go. He's not afraid to get hit. And too much defense from Muratalla. He's got to stay on the offense with someone like Ndongeni.
Round 4 is in the books. Let's take a live look into the locker room of Oscar Valdez. He's taking on Liam Wilson in the main event tonight. 31-2 for Oscar Valdez, and coming off that fight against Emmanuel Navarrete, telling us that was the toughest loss of my career. I feel like I was prepared. I feel like I did everything right. I was ready. I couldn't have been more ready for that moment, and he got beat by a better fighter on that night, and that's just a really tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, you know, it was still a really competitive fight. It's just Navarrete is awkward. He's so awkward and hard to train for. You just don't know where those punches are coming from. It's not a regular orthodox style. And so we got in there, and he figured that out. He figured, okay, this is nothing that I expected, and he's not the only one. I'm sure a handful of fighters gotten in there and said, whoa.
I mean, Liam Wilson, for one as well. 3 fights ago, he was at the losing end of a fight in which a lot of people watching that fight, including Liam Wilson and his family and friends and all of Australia, felt like he should have walked out of there the champion that night. Knocks down Navarrete in rounds 4. And I think there was an over 20-second count that Navarrete got after that knockdown, spitting out the mouthpiece, etc., would allowed him to recover, and then in turn ends up getting the stoppage in round 9. So both of these guys, a common foe, and a lot of reasons, you know, and motivation to bring it all tonight in our main event, especially now that it's a 12-rounder for the WBO interim world title at 130 pounds. So we'll see what happens in our main event. But right now we're in round 5 of the scheduled 10-rounder, and I'd like to see one of these guys maybe press on the gas a little bit more and see what they can do. Ndongeni's throwing a lot of punches, Michaela, but looking at the CompuBox numbers, he's only landing 15%.
You know, Ndongeni's got a good game plan right now, though. He's boxing, he's moving, he's circling. A few times you'll see him do this and back Muratalla up, and Muratalla's getting hit. He's getting hit too much because he's not using his jab. And in the beginning of the first round, I said I love how Muratalla is very loose and, you know, relaxed, but it's a little too much now. Now I'm like, okay, tighten up, get back to your fundamentals, get back to your jab, because Ndongeni's no joke. He's throwing. This is his chance. He's got nothing to lose. And it's always scary going up against a fighter who has nothing to lose.
Muratalla shooting the double jab as Ndongeni's done the majority of the work here in this round, throwing the heavier shots, not necessarily landing, as I said, at a high clip, but definitely giving the judges something to think about as, you know, Muratalla has been very economical with his shots. There's a strong left jab, lands right on the chin of Ndongeni. And if Ndongeni doesn't, though, stay tight and starts to get loose and overconfident, you're gonna get caught with something dangerous coming from Muratalla. Because he can almost lull you in and then put you to sleep.
And let's hope that's what he's doing right now. I'm hoping that's what he's doing. I'm hoping he's setting him up, letting Ndongeni build that confidence.
Well, Ndongeni fans are hoping that's not.
Yeah, I'm just saying because I want to see Muratalla, you know, pick those hands up and stop getting hit. That's what I want to see.
Measuring with the jab, shooting the right hand there. Looking to counter with the left is Ndongeni. Back into the corner once again. Nice combination, and Ndongeni again getting the better of that exchange. Those shots there blocked by Muratalla, but nothing coming back in return.
Nothing coming back. You know, good job from Ndongeni getting out of that corner and attacking going forward. Nice 1-2 right down the pipe. See, again, you'll see how he's just kind of short when he's going forward and falling over his front knees because that wide stance. He's not bringing his back leg and closing that gap.
Deep breath. How you feeling? You good? Sure. So let's work, baby. Let's work. Give me some water. Beautiful round. You don't know work. If you work, you're stronger than him. He can't hurt you. He can't hurt you, but you can hurt him. Do you want to hurt him? Then let's stop this motherfucking fight now. Let's get him. We need one body shot. Look.
Boom, and then body shot after that. All right?
That body shot's gonna hurt him. You gotta double that shoulder. Try it.
How you feeling? We're halfway through, all right? So let's go. Start picking it up now. All right? You heard him at the end, so let's start picking it up.
Round 6.
As we head into the second half of the fight here in round 6, Ndongeni has thrown 300 punches through the first 5 rounds, 265 from Muratalla, but Muratalla has landed 90 shots compared to 50 for Ndongeni. So has thrown less and landed more, has Muratalla. I think they're looking for Muratalla to pick it up a bit as he sends it back slightly with the left hand.
You can see Muratalla trying to drop that right hand over Ndongeni's jab. It's not quite landing flush. You know, maybe follow it up with a 3-punch combination just like that.
Well, that one might have got his attention there as Ndongeni took the shots well, but again, Muratalla having success now. Really good start to round 6 for Muratalla.
Yeah, you can see Muratalla picking it up with the combination. That's when he does his best. You know, he doesn't necessarily, those one shots look good and they land and they're hard, but when he follows up with those combinations, that's when you start to see his opponents crumble. Nice sneaky left hook to the body to finish that one.
Right hand scores from Muratalla, back down to the body for Ndongeni. Three 1-2s.
Well, you see that wide stance from Ndongeni. He's not landing that right hand because he's not carrying his feet. His back foot is way behind him when that right hand is being thrown, and he's just stuck in that position. He's not carrying his feet with this combination, so he's not able to land flush on Muratalla. Muratalla is knowing that. He's seeing that space. And he has that perfect space.
Ndongeni getting a little predictable with the combinations there.
But still got, you know, he's still got really long arms. He's still able to land without stepping up with his punches because of that long reach.
Jab right hand to the body for Muratalla. Ndongeni trying to keep that jab active at least.
Nice defense from Ndongeni. Catch and roll. You have these one shots from Muratalla. That's not where he does his best work. I think he needs to finish, follow up with combinations, not just one punch. See, he threw one punch and then, almost got caught with two. It grazed him.
Yeah, tough operator for sure.
All right. Let's go. Got 4 to go, Raymond, all right?
Nice lift from Ndongeni, trying to be elusive with that head work, but still gets caught with the left hook from Muratalla. That 3-punch combination from Muratalla, that's where he does his best work. Great hook to the body.
Pick it up. Breathe.
And
another breath.
Raymond
Take another deep
Muratalla,
breath.
Robert Garcia, Shakur Stevenson, they've kind of been going back and forth on social media these last couple of days. I mean, Robert Garcia and his team are kind of speaking on Muratalla's behalf, being that he's not very active on social media, saying that they want Shakur Stevenson and they're ready. Wait one more day. He just signed another fight. Okay, well, if you want to call out and get after Shakur Stevenson, want that fight,
I understand that everyone is like that. They don't want to be on social media, but honestly, athletes have a small window. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. I don't care if you got to hire someone to get on Twitter and start talking smack. You got to do it at this point.
But then you got to back it up by a performance that make people say, yeah, I want to see that fight against Shakur Stevenson.
Right.
I'm here for that. Yes, that would be a great matchup. Like, you want to come out here and say, I'm ready for the top dog, the world champion, then let's see if within the distance, no disrespect to Ndongeni, but he's not on the level of a Shakur Stevenson. If you think you're ready for that, then you need to show that you're levels above a guy that has never fought for a world title.
I agree. I think he's getting hit way too much. And it's sort of just a lazy technique right now from him, because I know he can do better, and I know that it doesn't take 7 rounds for you to realize you got to lift your hands up and stop one punching and get back to the jab. It's too risky of the style the game plan he has right now is just too risky.
Down to the body with the right hand, but again, Ndongeni just continuing to throw punches, continuing to work.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a difference between being aggressive and being effectively aggressive. And an 18% clip, according to CompuBox, is not necessarily going to get the job done, but
definitely
he is
the
more
busier
active.
fighter. You can see he wants it. You can see he's trying to win this fight. I think another thing that would do Muratalla good is if he started digging down to the body more. Once in a while, he'll slip over and give that left hook to the body. But for the most part, he's head hunting. He's looking for that jab. He's looking for the hook. He's looking to drop that right hand in. Just one punch at a time. Doesn't use that jab enough. It's a beautiful jab.
And he actually has a really nice uppercut, too. We haven't seen a lot of it as he lands the left hook there, but in most of the Muratalla fights I've called, too, I mean, that's a dangerous weapon of his and has really been a non-factor, the uppercut tonight. Short right hand connects, and Ndongeni back with that double jab in Muratalla's face. Down to the body, right back out. Picking his shots a little better now. Hand speed on display from Muratalla.
There's the uppercut you were looking for. Didn't land, but he threw it.
Good job of kind of cutting off the ring there, and now that against the ropes is not where Ndongeni wants to be.
You see this sort of this shell defense from Muratalla, this defensive stance. It works a lot for some people. He'll do that and he'll catch him with a shot and he'll knock him out. It's not working for Ndongeni. It's not working for him. He's got to keep his hands up and stay behind the jab and push him back.
Then what you acting like? What the hell you going back for? Keep working him. Put your hands up and go get him. You need that body shot. You saw the body shot bending him over? I need another one. Don't forget about blocking your face with the jab. Let's start that. All right? Let's start the round with that. All right? He's not going to throw if he's going backwards. What more do you want? He's only going to throw if you don't throw and you're standing in front of him and he's walking forward. That's the only time he's going to throw. He's not going to counter.
Okay, let's go, Raymond. Let's go. Come on. Come on. You have to go. Come on, pick it up. Pick it up.
Pick it up.
Pick it up. Pick it up. But do it smart, all right? Do it smart.
Round 8, and Muratalla's parting words from Robert Garcia, or Robert Garcia to Muratalla was, you know, do it, but do it smart. Didn't catch everything that he said, but if you were in his corner, Michaela, what would you be telling him right now in round 8 here? In a performance that's kind of been a little lackluster.
I would say it's too lackadaisy. I would even go as far as saying Muratalla's not feeling too good today. I would tell him to get his hands up, start getting behind that jab, double jab, and dropping your combination, finish to the body. It's simple, just simple stuff. It's nothing that Muratalla can't do. It's just that he's too much defense. It's too much defense.
Work out, guys. Let him go. Work. Let's go. Stop. Step back.
And I've called a lot of his fights, and I know we talked about it early on about how he's always so cool, calm, and collected. You know, it's calculated until that shot lands, but here we are in round 8, and we're in a place where Ndongeni's making it really difficult for Muratalla to get in what would look like to many people like a solid rhythm, really, even, right? I mean, it's just, yeah, it's almost too methodical for me a little bit.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about how he likes to lull his opponents to sleep, but it's now the 8th round. We're lulled. Everyone's lulled. It's time.
Let him go.
And it makes me think that, okay, because he's not, you know, kicking it into that second gear, that's what it is. He just stayed in the same gear. He hasn't kicked into that second gear. It makes me think that something's wrong with him. Mentally or physically, I don't know if he's not feeling good today, but it's just, it's not what I expected to see.
And give Ndongeni credit, right, for coming in here and, you know, watching tape on him, knew what kind of style he was going to be, an awkward kind of opponent, fighting with a couple extra pounds of weight on him. Ndongeni is, you know, a 140-pound fighter. Muratalla is a 135-pound fighter. Gets caught with the left hand there. That makes him stumble back. He shakes it off. 40 seconds left to go here in round 8. Maybe Muratalla smells a little blood, but Ndongeni lands a good shot there with the left hand. 30 seconds now left to go here in round 8.
And Muratalla is known for just catching them and it's over. Just catching it with that one punch. He has that type of power, so he still has time to finish this, but I just would have expected it a little bit sooner. I would have expected that second gear to already have kicked in. You're going to see Ndongeni start whipping big shots because he probably knows that it's a close fight in his eyes maybe, but he knows, he said, that he's in enemy territory. This is not his promotion. This is not where he is going to get a close decision.
And to your point, whipped a right hand there, almost at the bell.
That's explosive, bro. You could get him out of there, right? You almost did this time. He's got to be a little more explosive with the combination, with the punches, all right? Don't get wild. Get explosive, all right?
Get explosive.
They get explosive with combinations. Exactly.
Gotta get him out of there. He's telling him all the right things. Torres, Hall of Fame trainer.
Nice jab right to the solar plex by Muratalla. Came over the top of the right hand. A little bit of a frozen screen right here. There we go, right over the top of the right hand.
Pick it up and go. Come on, you got it, right?
You're smart.
It's all you. Come on, let's go.
All right, some more sense of urgency there from the Muratalla corner as we enter round 9 of this scheduled 10-round fight.
Yeah, obviously Muratalla's corner sees the same thing we're seeing. Wants him to let his punches go. Wants that explosiveness that we're used to seeing by now at this stage in the fight from Muratalla.
And probably the same thing coming out of the Ndongeni corner, right? Like, hey, you might need to go in there and get a knockout at this point.
Yeah, or, you know, keep doing what you're doing, but do more. A little bit more. Keep it up.
All you have in the next 2 rounds. And there is Ndongeni going for it. Big shots, looping shots, dangerous against Muratalla, but he's really yet to capitalize. No knockdowns scored from either fighter. As the punch output increases here to start round 9. Okay, go ahead.
When Muratalla does get in that defensive position, you know, he tries to do that shell, drops his left hand, and he does, one thing he does wrong is he pulls that front foot out just like that, or he'll let Ndongeni kind of push him back off balance, and then he really can't punch from there. He's straight up and down, his front leg is coming up. So if you're gonna sit and do that, block like that, he's doing, you gotta sit and hold your ground.
Slip there on a wild shot.
Your feet have got to stay positioned. You can't let your feet come out. You gotta sit, roll, block, and punch off of it. He's not in position to punch from there, and that's why it's just been too defensive.
Crowd getting a little bit restless here too, as I'm sure they'd like to see some big exchanges, and a lot of these shots, especially from Ndongeni so far in this round, Michaela, just not landing.
Yeah, he's still trying, he's still throwing. He's got to be careful though, because like I said, Muratalla has that one punch knockout power.
3 beautiful jabs there from Muratalla. Ndongeni looking to shoot down low, blocked, and then comes upstairs, did land that right hand there.
He's looking for that right hand.
And turns on an angle as well, but Muratalla blocks some of those, albeit the right hand up top lands. Down to the body, right hand in for Muratalla.
You can see Ndongeni, he's been punching this whole fight. You know, he's been working, and he's feeling it now in this 9th round. He's got to be careful not to get sloppy, not to let his hands down.
Muratalla has stopped his last 4 opponents inside the 10-round distance. And now this one looks to be going to round 10.
You still see him punching right off Muratalla's shots. He's catching those punches and punching right off, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. And that's the veteran in him.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside Desert Diamond Arena, we go to the 10th and final round.
So we take a quick look at the top 135 pounders. According to ESPN, Lomachenko's up there, Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, Zepeda, Kambosos, and Muratalla up there at round 8. Excuse me, in number 8. But if you're asking me off of this performance, if I think Raymond Muratalla is ready for any of those top 3 guys, I'm not so sure.
You know, I really
did elevate his game.
I really did believe he was, but I'm not impressed with this performance. I think he's made a lot of basic mistakes, you know, simple things like pulling his front foot out, getting knocked off balance, standing straight up, you know, not staying behind his jab, like simple things that you're you can't get away from, especially in a fight against someone like Shakur Stevenson or one of those top guys.
I do think the better the opposition, the more like he would raise his game, and I think we saw that on the biggest stage he's had so far, which was that performance against Jeremiah Nakatila. We had a spectacular knockout on a big pay-per-view undercard. And you know, doubled that up with another knockout in his last fight, but maybe just a slight step back tonight, and credit to Ndongeni for what he's been able to do, making it an awkward, difficult, you know, fight, throwing a lot of punches. He was keeping his hands a little more active earlier on, kind of some of those almost unnecessary movements, not doing that so much here in the last round, but I mean, making Muratalla work and not look how he's looked in his last couple fights.
Getting caught with a couple good right hands from Muratalla here.
A knockout would be big for either one of these guys at this point. Of course, for Muratalla, keep that streak alive, and would be a huge upset if somehow Ndongeni was able to land a haymaker here and change the game in round 10.
Nice right hook to the body from Ndongeni. I think Muratalla was looking for that to come right over the top. That's what he's been throwing. Snuck it down to the body. You know, that one little step back that Muratalla takes is perfect for someone like Ndongeni, because Ndongeni can't really, he doesn't step up with his punches. You see he's always a little bit short, just like that. But then he comes right back.
Good right hand scored there for Muratalla, but then back to work with, I mean, a scoring right hand and then right back for Muratalla. So, I mean, every time you want to give credit though to Ndongeni, Muratalla does answer with the shot. Like that's a body shot right there with the left hand. He took a little walk on that. Shot. Even grimaced with his face a bit, but still throwing punches.
Hold him, guys. Let him go. Work out of there.
It's definitely a good learning fight for Muratalla. You know, he's had a lot of knockouts. Sometimes you need a fight like this to go back and make you better and work on things. Nice chopping right hand over the top from Ndongeni.
Left hand for Muratalla, just looking to set up with that jab, and Ndongeni shoots one of his own. And I mean, it's been a pretty clean fight. Referee hasn't had to get involved much, hasn't had to break these guys up back and forth. As I say that, they hold for a second because that's just how it goes. But
we'd definitely love to see more body work, though. You know, I think that Ndongeni is just durable. He's strong. He can take these shots, but not everyone can take shots to the body the way they can take shots to the head. Muratalla should have invested a little bit more into the body shots.
20 seconds left here in the fight. That shot snapped the head back of Ndongeni, but of course, he comes right back. Solid veteran fighter in there tonight against Raymond Muratalla. This one's going to go to the scorecards for the first time in a Muratalla fight since July of 2022.
You can see the CompuBox numbers. Ndongeni definitely outpunched Muratalla. Not when it comes to accuracy. Muratalla did land more shots, but it just shows, like, you can see when you watch it, if you didn't have these numbers in front of you, you could see that the work rate came from Ndongeni. The punch count was there for him.
Here's a look back at some of the highlights while the judges tally up the scorecards.
Great long jab from Muratalla. Love that jab. I don't think he used it enough. Come over the top with the right hand, but sort of falls in with it. And that's what Ndongeni was doing the whole night. He would catch punches and then come right back every single time. Great 1-2 from Muratalla, having Ndongeni up against the ropes, as you had him up against the ropes several times towards the second half of that fight. .194 punches from Raymond Muratalla compared to 129 landed punches from Ndongeni. A 34 to 20% accuracy percentage.
No, that's Maddie's, I think.
Smiles from Ndongeni's corner. I think they are proud of their performance. Maybe think they have a shot at the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside the Desert Diamond Arena, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. After 10 rounds, Patrick Russell has it 99-91. Chris Wilson, 98-92. And Esther Lopez, 97-93. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, Raymond Danger Muratalla!
And Raymond Muratalla gets the unanimous decision victory tonight. Improves his professional record now to 20-0 with 16 knockouts, and won the majority of the rounds on all three of the judges' scorecard. But it was definitely not an easy fight for him tonight, and that was, you know, some solid matchmaking. Get your guy, if he's going to be ready for these top guys, he's got to see guys of all different styles, and Ndongeni really brought it tonight.
Exactly. You need, especially someone who's, you know, getting knockouts left and right, doesn't really have those rounds in. It's hard to put them into a world title fight like that. So this is definitely the fight that he needed to just tweak and perfect his little mistakes that he may have made and get him those rounds in.
And Muratalla pretty much taking a quick look at the judges' scorecard, swept the last 5 rounds on every scorecard. And obviously the one judge that had every round for Muratalla outside of round 1. But, I mean, they definitely favored the accuracy and, you know, not the work rate. And that's interesting.
I do think
I think that there was more rounds than that he could have gave to Ndongeni as well. But
I think there was definitely a few rounds in the second half of that fight that could have gone very easily to Ndongeni.
But tonight, undefeated still, Raymond Muratalla. Coming up next, a fight that tonight very well could have been the main event. And I think that a fight that a lot of the fight fans are very excited for, and that is our undisputed minimum weight clash between Seniesa Estrada and Yokasta Valle. Seniesa Estrada is the WBA and WBC world champion. Yokasta Valle, the WBO and IBF world champion. Also the Ring magazine is Seniesa's, and it's on the line tonight. When the best fight the best, this is what you get, undisputed. And tonight, pending a draw, one of these women will walk out as the first ever undisputed minimum weight world champion. And for March being Women's History Month, around the world, women have made history in boxing, both ringside and inside the ring, and tonight it's more of the same.
When I first started, not only were there not a lot of women in the boxing gym, but you just didn't see women on TV. We weren't even allowed to compete in the Olympics at the time. But if you look back now, you see so many women on the big stage, and not just competing on these, you know, undercards and filling spots. They're doing big numbers. They're putting on the fights that boxing fans want to see.
Cada pelea que yo tengo, siempre cuando regreso a Costa Rica, tengo montones de niñas, niños que quieren ser boxeadores. Más gimnasios abren. Me siento orgullosa de todo el trabajo que hemos hecho.
Now, young girls and women have fighters like myself to look up to and to look at and say, hey, if she can do it, I can do it.
To see women headlining cards, to see women selling out arenas, to see an all-women's card, to see women sitting in the broadcast seat with men. It's just been an incredible run, and I have a feeling that we're nowhere near reaching the peak of what women in boxing can do. Watching those ladies put on the line only continues to help build towards that momentum that anything is possible for women in the fight game. Some familiar faces. You guys get to see us on camera. That's what we look like.
Yes, that's what we look like.
But honestly, such a great time to be a woman in the sport of boxing, and some of these notable firsts in women's boxing. The first fight in the United States on record is Nell Sanders versus Rose Harlan back in 1876. Here
Look at
the
those
promoters,
outfits.
I mean, the history of the sport is rich, and I think it's been amazing the strides that have been made in recent years with the several undisputed women world champion we've had in the sport.
Yeah, obviously women have been around for a really long time. You know, you go back to the Layla Ali, Mia St. John, Layla Ali days, but there was a whole
Christy
decade where it
Martin.
sort of just died out, you know, and this is a generation to sort of cross over. You know now that we'll always be here. There's always a place for women in this sport now. We're not going anywhere. We can't. There's too much depth. There's too many young girls in their gym. There's too much talent. The Olympics brought a lot of that to us because we're able to compete at an extremely high level and get to this point.
Here's a look at Seniesa Estrada and Yokasta Valle on the scales yesterday at the weigh-in. The last face-off before they see each other in the ring tonight, as we take you through quickly the tail of the tape.
Okay, for our co-main event, we have Yokasta Valle versus Seniesa Estrada. Seniesa coming in with 25 wins, 0 losses, 9 KOs. Yokasta Valle, 5 more fights, 30 wins, 2 losses, 9 KOs, both 31 years of age. Both collected half the belts here to unify. We'll see who takes it home tonight.
Those championship rounds stand out because Yokasta Valle, albeit this might be the biggest stage in terms of, you know, network and pressure and an audience on her, has been at the championship level for quite some time. I mean, she's had 9 successful defenses of that IBF minimum weight title, 3 of the WBO title. She has had 13 world championship fights, ranked number 2 by ESPN at 105 pounds, but none bigger than the fight that she's getting ready to make the ring walk for right now. A chance to make history, a chance to arguably punch her ticket into the Boxing Hall of Fame with what has been an illustrious career to this point. A 9-year pro, a 3-division world champion, but to be the first undisputed at minimum weight, those are the things that etch your name in the history books. And both of these ladies are looking to walk away with all of these belts tonight. There's so much pressure for these women, but at the same time, these are the type of champions that were built for this moment. Yokasta Valle has been cool, calm, and collected pretty much this whole promotion. It hasn't been as personal for her as it's been for Seniesa Estrada. Of course, she doesn't have the beef with the old promoter. She doesn't have the connections to Seniesa's trainer like Seniesa has with her trainer. She's coming here like, hey, all that pressure is on her.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's just personality types too. Seniesa's just a little bit more feisty like that, whereas Yokasta, like you said, is a little bit more cool, calm, and collected. You know, this isn't her country. She's used to fighting in Costa Rica, so
and around the world, right?
Yeah, around the world.
She's had to go in opponents' backyards.
Yeah, 100%. But you know, that's just her style. Some people do their talking inside the ring. Some people do their talking outside the ring. Some people do both.
Yokasta Valle is so confident in her training and in her preparation. And if you see her physique this week and you see her on the scale, she's trimmed to the bone and ready for this moment. Talking to Gloria, her trainer coach Gloria Alvarado, she said she has never seen her so locked in and so laser focused, but that's what you need to be for a fight of this caliber. And coming to the ring next, Super Bad, fighting out of East Los Angeles, California, representing Mexico and the United States. She's the #1 ranked 105-pounder, the #5 female pound-for-pound ranked champion. Let's listen in to the mariachi. Mark Chinook is our ring announcer. He is in the ring now to make the official introductions for our historic undisputed minimum weight world title fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome inside the Desert Diamond Arena here in beautiful Glendale, Arizona. This is boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum. Our judges at ringside, Steve Morrow, Dennis O'Connell, and Robin Taylor. And the man in charge, Mr. Raul Caez Jr. And now to everyone in attendance here inside Desert Diamond Arena, and to everyone watching on ESPN+, this bout is scheduled for 10 rounds for the IBF, WBO, WBC, WBA, and Ring Magazine Championships of the world. History will be made here tonight in Glendale as someone walks out as the first ever minimum weight division undisputed champion of the world. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, presented in association with Golden Boy Promotions and MarvNation Promotions, with head trainer Gloria Alvarado. She weighed in at 104.3 pounds, wearing gold, green, and black trunks. Her record, 30 victories with 2 defeats, 9 of those victories coming by way of knockout. She is a 3-division world champion, making her 14th world title appearance. She is the former IBF Bantamweight world champion. She is the former unified IBF and WBO light flyweight world champion. She is the reigning, defending IBF, WBO minimum weight champion of the world from San Jose, Costa Rica, Yokasta Valle.
I know.
Introducing out of the red corner, with head trainer Dean Campos. She weighed in at 104.2 pounds, wearing blue and gold trunks. Her record, perfect. 25 fights, 25 victories, 9 of those victories coming by way of knockout. She is a 2-division world champion, making her 7th world title appearance. Pound for pound, one of the best boxers in the world today. She is the former WBO light flyweight world champion. She is the reigning, defending WBC, WBA, and Ring Magazine minimum weight champion of the world from East Los Angeles, California, Seniesa Estrada.
Fighter chief second only, please. Fighter chief second, mouthpiece. Okay, you received the instructions in the dressing room, know what I expect. Good, clean fight. Ya recibieron las instrucciones con una pelea limpia. Golpe legales, legal punches. Here for you, here for you. Touch gloves, go to both of you. Buena suerte a los dos.
Raul Caez Jr., the 3rd person in the ring tonight. Christina Poncher and Michaela Mayer with you on the call from the Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona. This one for all the belts at minimum weight. 10 2-minute rounds start now.
You see them both from their corner run straight to the center of the ring. That's the type of fight that you're going to have anytime you have a women's championship fight. They're only 10 2-minute rounds. Not like the men. We don't go 3-minute rounds. We don't have time to take that feel around or warm up for a round or two. It's straight to it.
And straight to the southpaw stance for Estrada to start round 1. Yokasta Valle with the jab. This is Seniesa Estrada's first fight back in 8 months after having surgery on her right hand. No knockdown scored there as they get tangled up.
Seniesa in the fighter meeting said that her game plan here was to keep that space, not let Yokasta get in. She didn't want to bang it out with her. She wanted to use her reach and distance, which she does well. You can see her holding that space with her arms out and box and move. On the contrary, Valle's game plan was to close that distance. She said in the camp that she did round after round after round in the pocket, sparring, working, wasn't allowed to hold, just had to keep letting her hands go.
And just like that, 45 seconds left in round 1. Neither fighter landing too many clean shots here in the opening round. Good combination there for Estrada.
Yeah, you don't usually see Estrada hold the southpaw stance for too long.
Couple nice left hands land there for Estrada. She's back in orthodox stance. And then back to southpaw. She throws a combination and right back out. Doubling, tripling up on the jab now.
Good overhand right from Valle.
The best combination for Valle of the round comes in the last 10 seconds of round 1. And already a cut above the right eyebrow of Yokasta Valle.
That's not a good spot to have a cut either. It's right over the eye. You don't want to open it too much so that the blood starts dripping right into the eye, blocks the vision, and that's when the fight gets stopped.
Yokasta Valle is no stranger to cuts. Cut on the bridge of her nose from a head clash. In her last fight against Maria Santizo also was cut over the left eye and the top of the head in 2 previous fights back in 2017. So no stranger to the adversity, but an early cut here in round 1 she'll have to deal with for the remainder of the fight. So we take a look at some replays.
That might have been where the cut came from, the headbutt right there from Seniesa. You know, that just happens when you don't have any time to feel things out or set up too many punches behind your jab. You just got to go. You're going to have clashes like that, and especially at these smaller weights.
And not a great job on that cut as it's still pouring down blood, and that's the bell to get ready to start round 2 as he didn't get too much time to...
I'm not sure who their cut person is, but that was not good.
Back in the southpaw stance to start round 2 is Estrada. Shifty side to side, classic Estrada style.
Yeah, that cut is bleeding again. Again, it looked like they just put Vaseline on it. There was no other process of getting that cut to stop bleeding, which the adrenaline, I believe, is what they use.
And you know that's going to be target practice for Seniesa Estrada in terms of where she wants to land those punches, especially out of that southpaw stance with the left hand to the rear.
Well, if it becomes a problem in the first 4 rounds and the fights get called off, there'll be a no contest.
Don't even mention that.
So I'm just saying, this round 1 and there's blood everywhere.
Round 2, here we go. A minute left in round 2. Nice counter shot there with the left hand from Valle.
You see Valle having a little bit of a hard time with closing that distance. Seniesa's doing a really good job at keeping her on the outside.
And just skirting, dipping right under those shots there and changing the angle as she continues to change stances back and forth against Valle, who Coach G said they had plenty of orthodox and southpaw sparring. Anticipated that is good left hand slam there, combination for Estrada.
Estrada's always been a great hooker. You know, that's her bread and butter. She throws the right hook, she throws the left hook, she throws them both to the head, she throws them both to the body. And she uses both hands very, very well, and those hooks are hard to get away from.
Let's listen into the Valle corner. Gabe Rivas translating.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Relax.
siente? Vamos perfectos, ¿ok?
Vamos, Yoka. Mira, yo no ocupo ese doble jab.
Give me a little bit of that double jab.
O el pecho, ¿ok?
Try to throw to her chest. Aim for the chest.
No está fuerte, más está tirando.
She's not strong, and she's not throwing with a lot of force.
¿Cómo lo sientes, Yoka? Nada trae, pura cabeza. Yo ocupo el doble jab y estoy derecho aquí o aquí.
Double jab, do it just like that.
Usa las pintas, vende las pintas.
Use your feints. Move your waist.
Y agárralo largo con el 4, mija.
And actually left a lot of the Vaseline there on her eyebrow to come out here and start round 3. But the more efficient, effective shots for the first 2 rounds were landed by Seniesa Estrada.
Yeah, you see that shoulder movement that Seniesa has. Trying to slip the shots, and it works.
Down to the body with the right hand. Back and forth, they start to bang at the center of the ring now here in round 3. In the pocket is not necessarily where Estrada wants to be, but it's where Valle wants to bring her.
It's a very unique style from Seniesa. She just shifts and uses her angle so well, punches right off the angle.
And Estrada wants to keep her at that distance. Get in, land your shots, use your footwork, and work your way out.
And Yoka's trying to get in. She's trying to close that space. But you just don't know which direction Estrada's going.
Good combination there for Valle. Whatever she can to kind of rough up Estrada on the inside, that's what she's going to do. You know, she's the type of puncher. Last 2 fights, she's got a little bit more economical with her shots, but Yokasta is the type of fighter that will throw 200 punches to land 30. They're trying to get her to be the type of fighter to throw 100 and land 50. That's what they want. Tighten it up and get more efficient. As a left hand again lands for Estrada. Finishes that combination with the right.
You heard Yokasta's coach, Gloria, in the corner saying, punch at her chest. And it's because Seniesa moves side to side. She's very elusive. She's not always right there in front of you. So if you punch the chest, the head can move, the shoulders can move. The chest doesn't move as much. So she wants her to drop the shots right in the stomach so that it lands no matter where Seniesa's going.
Oh, good counter shot landed there with the left hand from Valle. Back and forth they go at the 10-second marker here in round 3. Much to the crowd's liking, things have picked up there in the last round.
That was a good finishing combination from Yokasta with that 1-2-3. I think that's what she needs to do if she wants to get in between Seniesa's punches and those big hooks that she throws. She's got to meet her with combinations. And that's what's so exciting about these smaller weights. They're throwing 4, 5, 6 punches at a time.
Having a solid cut man or cut woman is like the best tool in your bag when it comes to your team, because you never know how important they're going to be until you really need them.
Yeah, and you know, it does seem to be stop that bleeding so hard. You know, hopefully that holds up for her throughout the fight. I want to see a fight show the true skill. I don't want anything like a cut to get in the way of this. It's only 10 2-minute rounds.
And I mentioned it last round about the amount of Vaseline left on the eye of Valle, and there Earl Calles Jr. steps in and rubs some of that off. Oh, nice shots on the inside from Valle landing. Seniesa Estrada with the left hand on the end of that combination, picking up right where they left off in round 3. Oh, big shot lands again for Valle there, and Seniesa holds.
Valle sort of finding her way in, closing that space and getting through Seniesa's distance that she's trying to keep.
Best start of the round for Valle. The first minute, she's landed more punches in this round so far than she did in the total round of run and 2.
Seniesa has always been, again, like I told you, she loves those hooks. Sometimes she got to drop that backhand right down the middle if she wants to keep Yoka off her. Because Yoka has got to be closer for her to land those hooks, but she can keep her at distance if she's throwing the 1-2 straight.
Down to the body goes Estrada, and Yokasta catches her again up top.
Good straight right hand, left hook from Seniesa.
Blood dripping down the right side of the face for Valle here at the end of round 4, which arguably is her best round of the fight.
Every time you gotta go into the body. Go into the body, all right? And then go into it. She can't fight going back at all. Come on, man.
Campos, who's been with Seniesa Estrada her entire career, wants her to go back down to the body some more.
The straight right hand. That 4 is still there. The head and body. But this hand comes up, right? She's trying to dive in. Boom. Circle around.
And Seniesa
with the right
does that
hand now.
combo really well.
With
She'll
the
jab, drop the right hook to the body, finish with the left hook to the head, and still keep her distance. I think that's the combination that he wants her to throw.
Puro volumen tuyo. Okay, no tiene que ser muy fuerte, más rápido. Dándole las manos.
Round 5. See if Yokasta Valle can build up some of that momentum she had there in round 4. Back and forth from orthodox to southpaw goes Estrada. Right now in the orthodox stance, shooting out that jab. Down to the body, misses with the lead left hand.
But that's the exact combination that her coach wanted her to throw, down to the body and finish to the head. Mixing it up so that no matter where Yokasta goes, she's going to get hit with something.
And Valle just looking to shoot that right hand straight down the middle. Oh, and connects there right off the break with a good combination for Valle. And there goes Estrada with the right hook. Down to the body with the right hand.
Those heads are coming so close to clashing every time to get together.
Body work from Estrada here. Nice counter left hand connects for Seniesa. Yokasta comes back with a few good counters though, Michaela.
Really good combinations from Yokasta. You know, she knows that every time she's going to step in there, she lets 4 or 5 punches go.
Big left hand lands for Yokasta Valle.
Seniesa's keeping that movement and circling well, but she's got to make sure she matches Yokasta with the combinations. If Yokasta throws 4 or 5 punches, Seniesa's got to make sure she throws 4 or 5 back.
Estrada definitely got a taste of Yokasta Valle's power. She ate a clean left hand.
Yokasta definitely looks stronger than I've ever seen her.
Oh, and Seniesa looks a little bit unsteady for just a moment at the end of that round. I mean, that's 2 solid rounds back-to-back for Yokasta Valle. I mean, that first minute could have went to Seniesa, but I mean, that was a very close round.
I would have it 2-2 right now. With 3, it's 5 rounds. 3-2.
Flip to the inside, left hook to the body, and the
I don't normally score rounds in between, but that naturally just feels like what it would be. But definitely the last 2 rounds to Yokasta.
More to the body. Shoulder 2 from distance. Good jab, then the 4.
That cut's doing pretty well.
Okay? 120 segundos le estoy pidiendo para que seas perfecta y muy agresiva.
I need you to be very aggressive. Don't leave anything on the table. With everything. This is yours.
Respira.
She's yours.
what's going on.
I think Yokasta's coach in the corner, Gloria, is right. You know, the pressure is working. She has to keep that pressure on. Keep Seniesa uncomfortable, keep pushing her back. Every time Yokasta steps in, she has to throw that 4 or 5 punch combination and make it clear to win over each round with the judges. Good win too from Yokasta.
On to the second half of the fight as we enter round 6 of this scheduled 10-round championship fight. 2-minute rounds just fly by.
Seniesa's got to keep doing just that. She's got to let the punches go. Let the combinations go before Yokasta closes that space.
Seniesa was doing a lot more moving around the outside, switching, and a lot more movement in the first couple of rounds, which arguably won her those rounds. But her standing here and exchanging with Yokasta seems to be getting the better of it when they stand toe-to-toe.
Well, you know, that's what Yokasta trained for. They told us. They said, we trained to stand in there for 10 rounds and slug it out.
That movement there, that body language from Seniesa Estrada is the rhythm that she had in the first few rounds of this fight.
That's the style. That's what works so well for her, doing that and then punching off of it.
Oh,
just
nice
like that.
Left hand lands for Estrada. As big as these shots have been, Yokasta Valle has taken them very well.
You know, Yokasta's closing that space so quickly. It's not really allowing Seniesa time to do the movements that she's used to. If I were her, I would abandon less of the defense and just let those straight shots go before Yokasta's able to close that space. Keep turning the way she's turning. She's turning well, but let the straight long shots go before Yokasta gets too close.
Like
there you go, just
right
like
there.
that.
Right on cue, Michaela. And then dips right into the right hand there from Valle. Connects with the right hand and then dips straight out. This is the movement that we saw early on. Much better round there for Estrada.
Mírame a mí. Te estoy pidiendo tus pinches rectas. ¿Ok? Estás tirando uno, está pegando. Los retos llegan, loca. Todo el mundo te está pidiendo rectas. Yo te estoy gritando rectas. ¿Me está escuchando? Se está quedando.
She's breaking down. This is what I'm telling you. She's breaking down.
Al puro pinche pecho. ¿Ok? Y luego arriba.
I need you to work the body and then up.
Muchas rectas. Y después
Lots of straight punches. In between the hooks, throw punches.
Quick replay right here. You have Seniesa with that movement that she does so well, side to side. Almost waited a little bit too long to punch off it because here comes Yokasta right over with the combination. Gets caught with the left hook on the way out.
Round 7, Christina Poncher, Michaela Mayer here with you. Our co-main event tonight. Still to come, Oscar Valdez taking on Liam Wilson. Right now we got a good one in the desert. Things are heating up here as all the belts at minimum weight are on the line.
You see that unique style of Seniesa's coming through again in the first half of this round. Here comes Yokasta, but she likes to keep those hands out, pawn with her front hands, shift the shoulders, not let Yokasta know what she's going to do. And I think Yokasta did the right thing there. She just said, I'm not going to pay attention to all this movement. I'm going to step right in with my combinations.
Valle, a little less on the output here to start round 7.
Good 1-2 down the middle from Estrada.
Out of that orthodox stance, looking to set up that right hand right down the pipe with the jab. Moves around and then shoots a 4-punch combination, none of which really landed, though, there on Valle. "30 shots to the body delivered from Estrada so far through round 7, 12 for Yokasta Valle.
Yeah, Estrada's always been a good body puncher. More so than Valle. And Valle needs body shots against someone like Seniesa, who's constantly moving and very elusive. Like I said, the head moves a lot, but the body not as much.
Oh, a good combination of punches lands there for Valle.
That's what Valle needs more of. She needs that consistently. She got to step up with that double jab and drop those combinations in if she wants to win the rest of these rounds.
Coming up, as I mentioned, there's Oscar Valdez getting the gloves on for our main event, taking on Liam Wilson. This one for the WBO interim junior lightweight world title. Scheduled now for 12 rounds, a change that was made just days out from the fight. And there's Liam Wilson getting warmed up in the locker room. A lot on the line for both of those fighters in our main event, especially considering, depending on what Emmanuel Navarrete decides to do in his next fight, if he is victorious at 135 pounds, on whether or not he'll keep his 130-pound strap or indeed vacate, and then the winner of the main event will be elevated to the regular WBO junior lightweight world champion. But for now, we've got a close fight here, depending on what you like and how you look at it.
We do have a close fight, and we also don't have a rematch clause in this fight, so and it's a fight that maybe we would want to see it again. I mean, I'm fully entertained right now. Good one, too, from Seniesa to start out the 8th round.
Round 8, a little bit of reaching there from Estrada as she looks to land a combination. Good left hand lands for Estrada there. And a counter left hand. I mean, Yokasta Valle has been really doing a good job and more efficient, almost on countering than she is on when she shoots first.
You see her stepping into those shots, too. She's looking to hurt Seniesa. She's looking to catch her right on the chin with that big 1-2.
You know, there's a lot more pressure in this fight on Seniesa Estrada. She comes in against her former family friend and someone who helped guide her career early on, and the trainer of Yokasta Valle, her former promoter in Golden Boy Promotions, who now she fights for. Top ranked as Seniesa. She's undefeated. Valle's lost twice. And I think so far in what we've seen, she's handling it very well. Oh, she wants to stand back there and bang. That was a shot.
That was a good left hook from her backhand, from her southpaw position, as she circled out away from Yokasta.
And because she gives herself a little more space on her shots, she gets more of those moments, because you see those shots cleaner. But Yokasta's had some great straight shots, but they're in real close. Those ones are sometimes harder to see.
Yokasta does better from a close range, whereas Seniesa has these long looping shots that are very clear to us and to the judges.
Ten seconds left here in round 8. Nice left hand again connects for Estrada. Yeah, and she's feeling it as we get ready to head into the championship rounds.
Man, that went fast.
Okay, no. Okay. Now you can play. Good work. Beautiful. Look it. She has to do whatever you want now. Look at, you play this game now.
You see Seniesa egging her on right now with her backhand, saying, come here, come this way. As soon as Yokasta lets her hands go, she rolls out and comes right back. That's what I wanted to see from Seniesa. I wanted to see her take that roll, take that angle that she does so well, but then make Yokasta pay. And that's what she does right here. Come back to the right hook to the body, left hook to the head, right hand over the top. Beautiful 3-punch combination.
Good. 2 more rounds, mama. 4 more minutes. Undisputed.
You're stupid. Be smart. Come on. You're fucking zone now.
As we get ready for round 9. Good shot with the left hand to the body for Valle. Right hand over the top.
And this is where Valle has to start digging to the body. There's a lot of head movement and movement from Seniesa right now, and it's working.
The close fight, and the CompuBox numbers reflect that. In fact, right now they're practically even with the amount of punches that they've thrown. The only difference is,
look at Seniesa right now with the bull.
Senesa's thrown and landed a little bit more, but it is close, and back and forth they go. She wanted the bull to come out the matador. She's tagging the bull right now in these exchanges. Left hand connects for Yokasta.
They're obviously both extremely conditioned. I think a lot of people were concerned about Seniesa coming off a layoff and an injury that maybe she didn't have the conditioning to go these rounds. But they are both extremely conditioned. Still throwing at a really high rate. You can see Senesa's in her groove now. She's feeling herself. She knows when punches are coming.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely looks to be more in a rhythm after maybe slipping in some of those middle rounds. And we've seen that in Estrada fights before. But she's been on this level. She knows how to close the show. All she's done is win as a professional. And right now, Yokasta Valle needs to let her hands go. There she does, and she connects. Left hand scores for Valle.
Good end of the round for Yokasta, but I just don't know if that was enough to win the round. I think that was a very strong round for Seniesa.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside Desert Diamond Arena, we go to the 10th final round.
Don't let her win this round. Pressure her. I need you to pressure her. You cannot lose this round. By being balanced, go forward.
Get underneath and stay low. Stay fucking low and go to the body. Give me a flurry to the body, but don't pick up your head. Do not pick up your head. Seniesa, I don't know if you know this, but you're going to see it later. You're going to be mad. When her legs are up, jacked up.
Seniesa Estrada has landed 40 body shots compared to just 15 for Yokasta Valle. She's landed 95 shots according to CompuBox, 81 for Valle. 34% of Estrada's power shots have landed, 30% for Valle.
You heard Valle's corner saying you have to go forward. You can't lose this round. Just go forward and don't lose the round. But how? How are you going to win the round? You need a little bit more specific directions than that.
I mean, well, she's got 2 minutes to get to work here. Seniesa Estrada has had a string of some pretty solid rounds here in the latter half of this fight, but
good counter right hand from Valle.
That was a good exchange there from Valle. Absolutely, down to the body with the right hand, just misses. Estrada caught that shot.
You can see how Yokasta takes that little step back. Really good at taking that one step back and then coming right back with her own shot.
Oh, nice shot landed there from Valle. 1 minute left in the fight.
Good combination from Yokasta. She's doing her corner said. She's winning this round.
Little of that side-to-side movement from Estrada, but not a lot of punches coming in this last 30 seconds from Valle.
Good 1, 2, 3.
Excuse me, Estrada. As she dips under those shots from Valle. Valle looking to walk out of here with all those belts tonight and throwing the punches in this round, Michaela, like she wants to take those belts away.
Definitely. I mean, they both did. Last round, that's what Seniesa showed, and this round, this is what Yokasta is showing. The championship rounds, round 9 and 10. They both had their rounds.
10 seconds left to go until we crown an undisputed minimum weight champion. The crowd is on their feet in Glendale, Arizona, as we go to the scorecards.
I honestly wish we had 2 more rounds. I really feel like that would have made such a difference in this fight.
As Gloria Alvarado raises her fighter up, feeling they've done enough. Seniesa Estrada up on the ropes now in the arms of Sergio Estrada, believing they've done enough. Couple highlights, a body shot right there.
Great punches on the inside from Seniesa, dipping her head down to the body, coming back over to the head. And then you had that really great right hook from Yokasta that she's landed several times tonight.
There's more of that work to the body, which undoubtedly Seniesa did better than Valle tonight. But what will the judges be looking for here?
Great flurry from Yokasta. That was her best combination of the round. Landing 5 or 6 punches back to back. And here's Seniesa's best combination of the whole fight, where she rolled out and came back with that right to the body, left to the head, and right hand to the face.
And exactly what I was saying here, 42 body shots landed from Seniesa Estrada at a 33% clip with her punches. I mean, the punch stats are very, very close, aside from the disparity in the body work. And that may be indicative of how this fight is scored. I mean, that's really close.
They're extremely close, and they were not this close 2 rounds ago. Yokasta did exactly what she had to do in that last round to make this fight a possible win for her. If she didn't have that last round, I would be saying this fight is easily going to Seniesa right now. But after that last round and seeing these numbers, I don't know what the judges are thinking.
All right, Mark Chinook is in the ring. Who tonight will walk away with all the hardware and become the first ever undisputed minimum weight world champion? Will it be the undefeated Seniesa Estrada or the battle-tested Yokasta Valle?
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside Desert Diamond Arena, big round of applause for these two incredible warriors going the distance. After 10 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Steve Morrow, Dennis O'Connell, and Robin Taylor all score the bout 97-93. For your winner by unanimous decision. And now the undisputed minimum weight champion of the world. From East Los Angeles, California, Seniesa Superbad Estrada!
And still undefeated and still super bad, Seniesa Superbad Estrada is now the WBA, WBC, WBO, IBF, and Still Ring Magazine minimum weight undisputed champion of the world. All 3 judges had it 97-93 for Seniesa Estrada, 7 rounds to 3. She's in the ring now, collecting all her hardware and standing by with Mark Kriegel.
Seniesa,
give her a minute.
You got enough belts? Okay. Does this make it better? You feel better now? Because you were really upset coming into this.
I feel better. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm very happy. It's something that I've been wanting for a long time, becoming undisputed. And it finally happened, and I accomplished my dreams, and I'm just beyond overwhelmed and happy.
What was the difference in this fight?
The difference in this fight, I mean, I knew she was going to come in and be aggressive like she always is, but I knew that my style and everything that I was going to do to take away from what she does best, and that's exactly what I did tonight.
Took away a right hand. You took away a right hand. At what point did you feel that right hand wasn't going to be the difference tonight?
You know, I started kind of late because it's been 8 months since I've been out of the ring, so I did feel the rust a little bit, but I knew I would take away that right hand with my defense and my footwork.
Hey, listen, this fight was deeply personal to you. With Gloria, with Golden Boy, do you still feel like that? Does it go away with all these belts you got?
You know,
or is it still there?
I'm very competitive and I want to be the best, you know. In this training camp, there was days
days where it was difficult for me to get up and go to the gym because my body was hurting, my back was hurting, my hand was hurting, but I'm a champion and that's what I do. I push through it because I want to be great.
Listen, it was a spirited battle. It certainly was a close fight. But what do you have to say? What do you think of Yokasta Valle in your heart now?
I mean, I've always thought that she's a tough woman, you know? She goes into every fight and she gives it her all. But I'm not those opponents that she's faced. I'm super bad. There's a difference.
Congratulations. You really are a trailblazer and you deserve to be undisputed. Really well done. Yokasta. Okay. Where are we going to go here? All right. Did you feel that the decision was just?
No, la gente es la que decide. Eso es lo que me queda satisfecha. Gracias Latinoamérica, gracias a todos por apoyarme. Eso es lo que me mantiene más satisfecha.
No, the people decided that, and the people have shown, and that's what maintains me satisfied. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to all the people. That maintains me satisfied.
Gloria told me she thought the headbutt was intentional early on. Do you feel that way?
Sí, ella lo hizo intencional. Sentí cuando ella me dio el cabezazo en el primer round. Pero bueno, ya me ha pasado y tuve que luchar con eso durante 9 asaltos.
Yes, I did feel that it was intentional. I felt that she did that coming towards me in the first round, but I had to struggle through that for the rest of the 9 rounds.
Gloria, this has been cast as a deeply personal fight, in some respects, between you and Seniesa. How do you feel about Seniesa right now, and who do you think won the fight?
First of all, I'm a professional. I'm a trainer. I love my fighters. If she took it that way, it's okay. She lost in the ring. She lost tonight. She lost her people. She lost her TV. She lost half of her fans. She's not a professional person. She headbutted us intentionally. We want to run it back. We want to run it back. Give us the rematch. Don't be afraid.
Do you think she'll do that?
I doubt it. I doubt it. She had no defense today. She had no footwork. She got stuck.
All respect, Gloria. I had her winning the fight by about 4 or 5 rounds, and I thought I was pretty down the middle.
It's a 10-round fight. She lost 4. She won 4 rounds. What happened to the other 6?
Gloria, thank you very much. Yokasta, thank you very much. Admiration to both of you. Bernardo?
Well, that's an interesting take that they felt like Seniesa had butted her on purpose early on. I'm surprised to hear that. She's never been considered a dirty fighter in the ring, and
listen, nobody headbutts on purpose because you don't know who's going to get the cut. No one goes in with their head on purpose. The cut could easily happen to you at that point. So I definitely don't think it was intentional at all. I mean, how do you even do that intentionally?
Let's take a look at a couple of the replays. See how this spectacular fight unfolded from round 1. It was Seniesa admittedly saying that she felt like it took her a little while to get going in those early rounds, and then that cut from the headbutt in round 1. But I mean, there was so many great moments here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit shocked at the booing because there really was, I mean, they each had their moments. I think that Seniesa had some really, really good rounds, and I think that Yokasta had some good rounds where I think that she won them. I thought it was a very close fight. I'm not mad at the decision at all. I have to go back and score each round on its own, but I mean, rounds like this where you see Seniesa just showboating and making Yokasta miss, they were very, very clear rounds.
And all 3 judges were in agreement on the scorecards, 97-93. Of course, it'll be interesting to see if they were in agreement as far as which rounds they gave to Seniesa and which rounds they gave to Yokasta. But from the beginning of the fight, maybe kind of we talked about Yokasta winning those middle rounds, and then I felt like Seniesa pretty much closed it, maybe outside from the 10th round pretty strong, but I think you'd be hard-pressed to Yokasta trainer's point to find only 4 rounds that Estrada won in this fight, and that's what she thought. She only won 4 rounds.
I agree. I think she had a few rounds in the beginning. I thought she won the first 2, and then Yokasta had her in the 4th.
All right, well, guys, we still got a main event coming up. Oscar Valdez taking on Liam Wilson for the WBO interim junior lightweight world title fight. That one's scheduled for 12 rounds in our main event. There's, just like for Seniesa and Yokasta, albeit not for undisputed, a lot on the line for both of those ladies with what it means to walk out of here an undisputed world champion. Just getting back to world championship status is something that Oscar Valdez has been clamoring for ever since he lost to Emmanuel Navarrete in that last fight. It's just left a sour taste in his mouth, and so has the fight with Liam Wilson when he fought Navarrete as well, a night where he could have become world champion. But first, we're going to give you some bonus coverage from a pair of heavyweights that fought earlier tonight. Richard Torres Jr. taking on Don Haynesworth. Richard Torres Jr., the undefeated heavyweight prospect out of the Top Rank stable, 8-0 with 8 KOs. This fight took place earlier tonight. Let's bring you some of the action. Richard Torres just giving Don Haynesworth all that he could handle in the opening round of this bout. I mean, there was nothing really that Haynesworth could do in terms of answering back other than putting Richard Torres in a headlock at that point, but he just continued to pour it on. And the referee had seen enough, and it's another one up, another one down for Richard Torres Jr., who is now 9-0 with 9 knockouts.
He's a unique style heavyweight because, you know, he spent so much time in the amateurs, obviously an Olympic silver medalist, and he's brought that into the pros. Really high work rate, throws tons of punches, really light on his feet. I mean, I've run with him, and he's the fastest runner heavyweight I've ever ran with. He runs like a lightweight, so very unique style for someone his size.
And Richard Torres Jr., after tonight's victory, will be studying some fights with his broadcaster hat on, as he's going to sit in as a guest commentator for our heavyweight card that's headlined by Jared Anderson in Corpus Christi in April. So you got to give up the reins for a show, Michaela, and let him sit on the mic. And why not bring you some more highlights from some action earlier, showcasing some of the young talent that Top Rank has to offer. Emiliano Vargas taking on Nelson Hampton. This one is scheduled for 6 rounds in the lightweight division. Emiliano Vargas, the son of Fernando Vargas, and one of 3 of the fighting Vargas brothers that are professional fighters. And, you know, after a little longer of a layoff than he's used to due to getting bronchitis earlier this year, Emiliano Vargas came back in the scheduled 6-rounder and pretty much dominated from pillar to post, Michaela. He looks good out there.
Yeah, and you know, that's good. You know, you don't need all these knockouts at the earlier stages in your career. You want those rounds, and he still performed great. Got those rounds in, dug to the body, straight shots right down the middle, has a ton of power for someone just 19 years old.
And I think it's important for him. You know, he's gotten quite a few knockouts. I talked about his record in being 8-0 with 7 knockouts, but the fact that this one, I'm going to give away the decision here, went the distance and he won unanimously. It's important at a young age, just 19 years old, to get those rounds in.
Yeah, it really is, because otherwise you get to the point where you're going up against the top competition and you don't have that experience. You don't have that ring experience, because he's not going to be able to knock everyone out. Someone's going to take him into deep waters.
All right, well, as we turn the tide to our next fight, I briefly mentioned it before those highlights in Oscar Valdez, and in August of last year when he suffered that decisive loss to Emmanuel Navarrete, that was a loss that took a big toll on him, both mentally and emotionally.
Look at the right eye of Valdez. It is badly damaged here.
The last round, the bell rang. It was definitely one of the hardest things that I went through, losing that way. In front of my people, my eyes shut down. I was embarrassed. You know, the question came is this it? So that broke me down in front of my dad. To see my dad break down with me, that was tough.
Had you ever seen your father break down before?
Very little times. You hardly ever see my dad like that. It was more an eye-opener.
What did he tell you that night?
That it's not over. It is not over.
And for Liam Wilson, you know, when he was younger, he too dreamed of being a world champion and made a promise to his father before he passed away, and that he would become a world champion. And tonight he hopes to get one step closer to fulfilling that promise.
I had a loving father and mother. Obviously they had their issues. You know, my dad was on his own. He struggled with his own demons there. Kind of reverted to drinking.
He did some time after a crazy car chase.
I remember my mother and father had an argument on the phone. Police cars coming up the driveway. My dad got me, my brother and my sister and put us in the car. And we were in a police chase for about 3 hours. We're going through people's backyards.
Police chase?
Yeah. I remember my brother was in the front seat. He was grabbing beer cans out of the carton and throwing the cop cars behind us.
Your dad was ill for a while.
His body was shutting down from alcohol. I was 15 years old and he'd been in hospital for 2 weeks. The nurses come in and said, we're going to have to turn the machines off. You can go in now and say your last words to him before he passes away. I could go in there now and say, goodbye Dad, I love you, give you a cuddle. You know, I made a promise to him, but that's the first thing that came to my mind, was to be world champion for him.
Mark Kriegel had a chance to sit down with both Oscar Valdez and Liam Wilson to preview our main event tonight.
It was definitely one of the hardest things that I went through, losing that way. In front of my people, I was embarrassed.
I felt like fans were doubting me. They may not admit this, but I feel like my family would have somewhat doubted me and could have been world champion, but he failed.
It is over in an absolute thriller.
You were watching very closely Wilson's fight with Navarrete. What did that teach you?
He almost knocked out Navarrete. He could have stopped the fight. He is an elite level fighter. He doesn't give up.
Wilson scores the shocking knockdown here.
I believe I should have won the fight. There was the long count.
He's getting a little extra time with the mouthpiece.
That's the difference between me winning a world title. The most difficult thing coming back from the Navarrete fight was just proving to everybody that I still have it. I was able to push that aside. And here I am, another Mexican modern great, Oscar Valdez.
Can you get a fair decision here?
My experiences here last time in Arizona have left me with one option, and that's to come here and knock Oscar Valdez out. I don't trust it going to the scorecards. I can't trust the officials. I have one thing in my mind, coming away with a decisive victory.
Not in this fight. Not in this fight, because I need this fight more than Liam Wilson needs it.
He's now 33. His best years, I would say, are probably still behind him. But this is where it also makes him dangerous.
I got way more experience than him. 2-time Olympics, 2-time world champion. I've tasted what it feels like to be a world champion. I've tasted what it feels like to defend your title. I've tasted a defeat. I've tasted wars, a broken rib, a broken jaw.
No one's knocked out Oscar Valdez.
Yeah, after this one, they can call me the Mexican exterminator. Navarrete the first time, should have been knockout. This time, Valdez.
People look at my age already and think the dog in me is not in me no more. Or for some reason, they might think that. But I'm hungrier as ever.
But I think it's going to end up in a war. You know I come to fight. I don't take a backward steps.
I want to be considered one of the greats.
I have a sneaky suspicion that this is going to be a classic.
And that's Liam Wilson ready to make his way to the ring now. 13-2 with 7 KOs, ranked number 2 by the WBO at 130 pounds, coming back to the very place he lost his first and only world title shot against Emmanuel Navarrete, February 2023. He alluded to it in that piece there with Mark Kriegel. He really felt that night he deserved to be a world champion, and tonight he's going to get another chance. But in order to do that, he has to go through this man right here, Oscar Valdez, 31-2, 23 KOs. Still in the top 10 in all sanctioning bodies at 130 pounds, has been in 11 world championship fights, a former 2-division world champion at 126 and 130 pounds. Knows exactly what this stage feels like. As we take a look at the tail of the tape in just a moment, but Oscar Valdez says, hey, I'm 33 years old, but that's not old by any means. I still train hard, but I just train a little smarter than harder. And that was advice that Timothy Bradley gave him, going into his career. You don't have to do so much. Just do efficient work while you're training, so you have some left for the fight as we take a look at the tail of the tape. Just get right to the numbers.
Okay, Oscar Valdez versus Liam Wilson. You have the veteran Oscar coming in with a record of 31-2, 23 KOs. And you have the young and hungry Liam Wilson, 13-2 with 7 KOs.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome inside the Desert Diamond Arena here in beautiful Glendale, Arizona. This is boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum. Brought to you this evening by AutoZone. Get in the zone. By DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app today. And by C4 Energy, energy that hits. We are sanctioned by the Arizona State Boxing and Mixed Martial Arts Commission. Chairman Scott B. Fletcher, Executive Director Danny Vella, and Commissioners Joe Pennington and Dr. Ara J. Feinstein. Our judges at ringside this evening, Chris Flores, Benoit Roussel, and Pat Russell. And the man in charge at the sound of the bell, Mr. Mark Nelson. And now, to everyone in attendance here inside Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona, and to everyone watching on ESPN, this bout is scheduled for 12 rounds for the vacant WBO Interim Junior Lightweight Championship of the World. And as always, this is boxing. This is Top Rank. And oh, baby, this is the main event. Introducing out of the blue corner, presented in association with No Limit Boxing, with head trainer Ben Harrington. He weighed in at 129.6 pounds, wearing blue trunks with gold trim. His record, 13 victories with 2 defeats. 7 of those victories coming by way of knockout. He's a former world title challenger and ranked number 2 by the WBO at 130 pounds. From Caboolture, Australia, Liam, Mr. Damage Wilson. Introducing out of the red corner, with head trainer Eddie Reynoso. He weighed in at 129.7 pounds, wearing black and gray trunks. His record, 31 victories with 2 defeats. 23 of those victories coming by way of knockout. He represented Mexico at the 2008 and 2012 Olympics. He is the former WBO featherweight champion of the world. He is the former WBC junior lightweight champion of the world. He is from Nogales, Sonora, Mexico, Oscar Valdez.
Gentlemen, you both received my instructions in the dressing room. You know exactly what I expect. A clean championship fight. obey my commands, and protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves, good luck to both of you.
The crowd still supporting Oscar Valdez, because you know when you come to see an Oscar Valdez fight, you are going to be entertained. And you know what? The last time Liam Wilson was here, he did the same, dropping Emmanuel Navarrete in the 4th round before getting stopped in the 9th. And here we go. This one's scheduled for 12 rounds. The interim junior lightweight WBO title on the line. Christina Poncher, Michaela Mayer here with you. You can see the size advantage for Liam Wilson. Also youth on his side, 5 years younger than Oscar Valdez.
You already see Oscar quickly closing that space. He leaps in with the jab almost and tries to get in close. So far, Liam has done a good job at taking that little step back and keeping that space, not letting him get in. But I mean, he knows how to close that space. He's been doing it so well for years. He's got to get in there eventually. Nice little uppercut from Liam. He just shifts over to the left and sneaks it up the middle.
Both of these guys have tremendous hooks. The left hook from Liam is a great shot. Same thing for Valdez. And you know, both of them almost ironically said in the fighter meetings, you know they say don't hook with a hooker, but it's bound to happen in this fight that Liam Wilson believes could be an instant classic, in what he told us.
I like when someone does something really well. I like fighting them back. I mean, say if you go back to the Hamadouche fight, everyone's like, you don't want to sit on the inside with her. No, I did exactly what she did to me. Exactly what they're used to doing to people, you do back to them. So I don't mind a hook with a hook. Someone hooking a hooker.
And I think that
I keep saying that tonight, but
well, when it's one of your best weapons, and it's been something that has got you to this point, you're not going to abandon it just because the other guy also throws a great hook. As Liam Wilson's finding some success getting through that guard of Valdez, as Valdez looks to shoot the jabs downstairs to the body.
You know, Wilson is known for the hooks, but I'm looking at those uppercuts that he's sneaking in there. The right one right there, that left one, sorry, from that front hand.
This body shot there from Valdez. But yeah, I mean, Valdez, again, with the left hand, is kind of known to hunch over, too. He kind of has this crouch over he does at times. Wilson's probably seen that on tape, hence lining up the uppercut.
Quick to close that space, Wilson is, as soon as he saw Valdez retreating to the ropes. So you can see he's got the speed on him. I like where Wilson keeps his hands high, and that jab goes right down the middle. He doesn't drop it.
Agarra ahí, relájate. ¿Cómo te sentiste? Bien, ok, relájate, agarra aire.
Relax, relax, take a deep breath. How did you feel?
Estás buscando la izquierda y la tienes corta, güey. La tienes más corta que él y te quiere agarrar con la derecha.
You're throwing your left hand, but it's falling short, and he wants to get you with the right hand.
Trata de bloquearlo y cuando entra vamos a agarrar arriba.
Try to move your head and block so that when he comes forward, you catch him with that counter. You understand me? You jab him, but you're falling short.
He's going
to land the 1-2 if you don't keep your hands up. Keep your hands up and move your head. Make sure you're in proper distance.
Back up, all the way.
And if you look into the corner of Oscar Valdez, you'll see a familiar face, but not a familiar face to the Valdez corner, and that's because Stitch Duran, who was arguably one of the best, if not the best cut man in the game, was added to the team for this fight in the corner. Eddie Reynoso usually for his fighters likes to coach and work cuts, but I think after they saw the damage that was done to the right eye of Valdez after the Navarrete fight, they decided this fight, it would be a good idea to bring in Stitch stitched around, and I couldn't agree more with the decision. A cut man's so important, and we saw that, you know, in our last fight.
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes I think you maybe think that's not the most important part. You're in a whole 10-week whatever training camp, and it's that last little bit that you have to add on to your team. The last day, they don't really do anything for your camp or your build-up, but so important when the fight comes down to it. There's that uppercut again from Wilson, this time with the backhand, catching Oscar dipping down and hunched over, like you said, Christina.
And he's just being consistent, you know, with the shots. Consistent pressure from Wilson. Whether it's a jab or a straight right hand, not too much time goes by before he throws a shot, but Valdez is starting now to heat up a bit, starting to time those shots and hook around.
Those straight shots work well for Wilson when he wants to set up the hook, because it's going to make Oscar put his hands forward and try and block those punches, and then I guarantee you're going to see Wilson start whipping around that hook that he likes to do once he gets Oscar catching those straight shots in front of his face.
And Oscar looking to open up and land that right hand through the guard.
That classic big looping overhand right from Oscar Valdez.
Nice left hand there for Valdez. He shoots it there downstairs to the body, then back up top. Wilson almost using his offense, Michaela, like as his defense, the way he's just continuously using his reach advantage, keeping the shorter, smaller fighter at bay.
Yeah, well, he's got to be careful because Wilson's style is very straight up and down. He's very straight up and down, so it's almost like Valdez can't miss. As long as he keeps that high guard, great hook from Valdez. Again, from the right hook. It's hard to miss. It's hard to miss, especially when someone's short. I know, I'm tall. When you're tall and long like that, and you know that you're a big target, you got to stay turning, you got to stay moving some way. You can't just be right there in front of your opponent.
Stop, I got you. Step back.
10 seconds left to go here in round 2. Round 3 in the scheduled 12-round fight. Christina Poncher and Michaela Mayer here with you as they both trade hooks to start round 3. Although the trainer of Liam Wilson took the mic off, I did make out that he's looking for him to shoot some more of those uppercuts here in round 3.
Yeah, those uppercuts are sneaky, and obviously with the height difference would work really well against someone like Oscar Valdez, who, like you said, is hunched over and a lot shorter.
Valdez looking to rip shots downstairs to the body with the right hand, then comes back to the double jab.
Some hard shots from Oscar.
Right hand as well.
Really good stiff jabs too. And then he sneaks to those hooks around. Right back to a jab in the middle afterwards. I mean, you could see the blood on Liam Wilson's mouth. Nothing hurts more than a jab straight to the nose.
Not even a body shot?
I mean, yeah, but there's nothing like a jab straight
You
on
would
the
know.
nose.
I wouldn't.
Right on the nose. Your eyes tear up.
Oh, yeah. It's like your face goes numb for a second. I haven't got punched in the face, but playing sports, I've had a ball hit me in the face before, and it's like instantly your eyes just water.
Exactly, and throws you off.
Can't feel your face. Oh, nice counter left hook. Twice on the left side from Valdez. Having his way here in round 3.
Liam's got to drop those long shots sooner. He's picking, he's touching from the outside, but he needs to drop the bombs from the outside and make Oscar intimidated to come in and step in, because he's coming with the hooks. So what beat hooks? Straight shots right down the pipe.
I think Valdez has just timed him a little bit better. He actually, albeit the older fighter, if you will, seemed a little quicker to the punch.
Yeah,
these counters.
I'm not sure if Wilson has an amateur background or anything, but
he does, actually.
He does, okay, yeah.
He has a pretty extensive amateur background.
And I'm seeing that. I'm actually seeing that. Just the touching, the pawning, just dropping that right hand straight. Maybe just a little bit more settling into his pro style. Like Oscar, every punch. Ooh, good counter right hand from Wilson.
And Valdez rolled with that right hook as well.
There comes Wilson left hook, but Valdez blocks it.
A very solid round and definitely getting to a rhythm. Here is Valdez as Wilson. There's a nice, just a little tap on the chin with that right hand. But that's a sneaky shot. I like that shot from Wilson.
¿Cómo te sientes, hijo? ¿Bien?
How do you feel? Good?
Así lo estás haciendo bien.
You're
Ten
doing it
cuidado
well
con
right
tu
there.
entes porque trae el upper, güey. Te
Be
metió
careful
ahorita
with the jab,
uno, güey.
he has the uppercut.
Agarra aire.
Take a deep breath.
Agarra aire fuerte.
Take a very deep breath.
Eso. Tranquilito. Él después del cuarto, quinto round empieza a bajar, pero no deja de ser peligroso con sus ganchos y con sus
his
uppers.
hands and then land with hooks and
Ahorita le
uppers.
están nulificando bien con el contragol, con
Right
el
now you're
bloqueo, las
nullifying him with the
rectas,
counter
así.
punches. Straight
Nomás ten
punches.
cuidado cuando te metas
Just
a
be
la corte
careful when
porque
you
te
come
meten
in.
los uppers, güey.
Because the uppers. Be careful when you come in because of the
Poco a
uppers.
poquito, hijo. Ya
Little by little.
poco a poquito.
Little by little.
Bloqueando, moviendo la cintura,
Moving the head,
bloqueando,
jabbing,
pintando.
blocking,
Empieza a pintar
feinting.
cuando entres.
Feint
Y
before you
guardia
come
bien
in.
arriba.
I want
¿Sale?
that guard up
En lo
high.
cortito, ¿qué vamos a hacer?
If you fall short when you come in, keep those hands up.
Excellent translation from Top Rank's own Gabe Rivas sitting in on the broadcast with us tonight. Thank you, Gabe.
Yeah, so much better than me translating hand movements. They come out swinging in round 4.
Absolutely, and there are those hooks we were talking about from both guys. Picking up the pace a bit here to start round 4 is Liam Wilson, a little more intensity.
Yeah, I think he knows that he lost that last round, trying to get it back. I like how Oscar, the second Wilson's in range, just loops those big hooks over the top of Liam's guard from the left and the right. Again, there's the right, there's the left.
I mean, these shots are landing pretty clean, and Wilson's taking them well from Valdez so far. There's the uppercut from Valdez with the right hand. Down to the body with the right. Wilson landing with the right hand, then finishes with the jab that's blocked up top. But I do like when fighters finish that combination with the jab.
Yeah, I just think that Wilson's shots right now look, low blow there. Not as effective as Oscar's.
Down to the body, rips Valdez, and there's a shot that
big shots from Valdez.
He was complaining about there, but instead he just decides to sit down on his shots a little bit more and answers back with some hooks there, just misses with the uppercut. Nice little shot on the inside there for Wilson lands. Again, the left hand for Wilson.
Wilson's letting his hands go in there, but they just don't seem to have the effect that Oscar's punches are just so explosive.
Strong jab there from Valdez as blood continues to stream down the nose of Wilson. Wilson looking now to invest in the body, but those shots blocked from Valdez. Left hook up top scores for Valdez. Wilson's doing some good little work though, Michaela, on the inside with these shorter shots.
Yeah, you know, he's still able to keep Oscar moving backwards. Well, except for now.
10 seconds left here in round 4.
Agarra aire, recupérate. ¿Pegó abajo?
Take a deep breath. Did he hit you low?
Por eso, agarra aire. Cuando te pegue, tú también pégale, güey.
Take a deep breath.
Vamos, agarra aire.
Take a deep breath.
Agarra aire, agarra aire.
Take a breath, take a breath.
Se va la agüita.
Drink some water.
Vamos, agarra airecito. Cuando lo traigas muy encima, güey, nomás pásamelo, mijo, cuando lo estés cargando. Agarra
When he
aire,
gets on top of you, just move out. Don't carry him. Take a deep breath.
Lo estás haciendo bien,
You're doing a good job.
Si se te deja ir a lo tonto, a lo loco, nomás pásalo, mijo, dale la vuelta. En lo cortito tú lo dominas porque no alcanza a pegarle porque es largo. Ten cuidado nomás aquí, encónchate y con los upper, ¡boom!
Be careful, get low when you're close.
Arriba, abajo.
Make sure
Pégale
upper
a los
hooks.
hombros al cabrón.
Hit him in the
Aquí
shoulders
y aquí.
too.
2 golpes, no quiero que te engolosines, güey.
2 punches, don't get greedy.
Cerradito.
Close guard.
Let's see here in round 5 what adjustments maybe Liam Wilson can make, because he's been pretty much right in front of Oscar Valdez all fight long.
Yeah, you see Valdez sort of boxing and moving and turning now. He's not just sitting with his guard and digging to the body. Back on the jab.
'em Wilson throws a couple of those jabs out there, but when he was throwing them like that with a little bit more force, he was able to kind of catch Valdez early on, but right now he's taking some of the heat off the jab, which I understand. They don't all need to be thrown hard, but then come with the right hand hard, right?
Yeah, I think that he's in range. He's landing that jab, or he's at least in range for it, but then not dropping the right hand. And he wants to get in close and try and throw the uppercuts, but he has the height and the reach, dropping that right long hand in.
He hasn't landed any of those punches that he's thrown so far here in the 5th round.
Yeah, definitely not using his height and reach as much as I expected him to, or as well as I expected him to. Now switching to southpaw stance and switching right back to orthodox.
And it's not that Valdez is catching him with a tremendous amount of shots, but it's just been the more impactful punches that he's been able to connect with.
Yeah, and then you see Wilson, he's trying to land that uppercut, but you don't throw an uppercut on someone that's moving away. You throw an uppercut on someone that's coming to you. Otherwise, you're left out there falling forward, falling over your front leg, which is sort of what he's doing. There's a good one, too, from the outside. First big one, too, I've seen him throw from the outside.
Nice counter left hand there from Valdez that connects, and Wilson's just having a hard time landing shots on Oscar Valdez here in round 5.
Yeah, those are the type of shots that Wilson's gonna have to take if he wants to get on the inside with someone like Valdez.
"13 seconds left to go in a round that Liam Wilson was just stalking Oscar Valdez. mean, half the punch output in the last round. Almost exactly half now. It's taking a glance at the CompuBox numbers. He threw 71 punches in round 4, 42 punches in round 5. Wilson does have that uppercut. They've been looking for it all fight long. He's landed it a few times throughout the fight. As he kind of catches the shorter Valdez.
And a good place to throw the uppercut. You know, they're in close. Those ones work. This one too with the front hands. But it's almost like one uppercut isn't enough. He's got to be able to follow up with that in some way.
I mean, if you're in Wilson's corner, Michaela, what are you telling your fighter right now? If you could put your trainer hat on.
You know, that's the hard part because you don't know what they've been working in the gym. To me, I would say drop that 1, 2, 3 from the 1, 2 from the distance, and 1, 2 from a distance, and then that left to the body. 1, 2, drop left to the body. 1, 2, there we go, good 1, 2. 1, 2, left uppercut, but from a distance. Just every time, 1, 2, 1, 2 your way in. Don't just walk straight into someone like Oscar Valdez. You've got to punch your way in.
Stop, don't punch, be careful, I got you.
Now you see Oscar ducking, he sees that 1, 2 coming, so adjustment would be Wilson digging to the body now.
Triple jab for Valdez, jab answering back from Wilson as he looks to nearly turn into an uppercut and then shoot the right from the hip, but it's blocked by Valdez, and he counters with a good combination upstairs, then back down to the body.
Good uppercut from Oscar.
Valdez and Wilson, forehead to forehead here in round 6.
Yeah, not the place that I would want my fighter to be with someone like Valdez. I mean, that's where he's strong. That's where he's good.
Down to the body goes Valdez.
Right there is where I want Wilson. That one long 1, 2, and then he can finish to the body.
Wilson needs to give himself just a little more space on those shots.
And you know, he has a really good jab. He started off this first round with a really nice jab. But a lot of fighters will dip their front hand before they let the jab go, and you can see it coming. His was shooting straight from the face, and he abandoned it. Now he's just tapping with it. If you're going to go and leap in with uppercuts and body shots, you better have a stiff jab to push your opponent back first. There's a couple good stiff jabs. Does Oscar look at all tired to you, Christina?
I mean, for a second he took for about 30 seconds, took a break there on the ropes when in the first 5 rounds, I mean, he was the one moving around the outside of the ring.
Yeah, you know, that's one of the questions some people may have now that it's not that he's old. He's not. I mean, I'm his age, but it's the wars he's been in. You know, he's been in a lot of wars. And that takes a toll.
I mean, he's been out of the ring for 230 days, has Valdez, since that loss to Navarrete back in August of 2023. Liam Wilson's been more active since his loss to Navarrete in February of last year. He's fought 2 times since then, once in August and then again in December as we look into Valdez corner.
Yeah, I mean, it's only going into the 6th round. That was only the 6th round, and I just see a little bit of...
And there's Eric Morales sitting here ringside, has been a face all week long leading up to this promotion next to Bob Arum. Oscar Valdez would love nothing more than to have his name mentioned along the likes of the all-time greats from his native Mexico.
I've noticed Valdez retreating in that last round. and looking a little bit tired. He's got to stay off the ropes. Keep circling, not let Wilson get the momentum and get him pushed back against the ropes. There's that uppercut again from Wilson. Again.
Both fighters knew this was going to be tough as Valdez shoots a shot down to the body. But for Liam Wilson, you know, he feels like he's the better boxer. He feels that, you know, everything's falling in line. It's destiny that he's here. He's getting another shot.
I mean,
he's got to get into another gear.
He's taking some big shots. I mean, Valdez is throwing everything he's got into these shots. And I'm waiting for Wilson to drop, and he's not. Good job from Valdez. Just walking forward, Wilson is just pushing, keeping the pressure on Valdez. Even if he's getting hit, he's still coming forward, putting the pressure on him, trying to get him against the ropes.
Southpaw stance now for Wilson. Helped him cut off the ring. Got Valdez standing right there, but doesn't throw a shot.
You know, I think Wilson lacks a good right hand. It's just touching. He's just touching with that right hand. He's got a good uppercut. He likes the hook, but he doesn't necessarily have a really strong backhand, a good 1-2. And if he does, he doesn't let it go enough.
Well, this is the 15th professional, excuse me, this is the 16th professional fight. 15 fights, 13-2 for Liam Wilson. Obviously twice that many for the 33-fight veteran in Valdez.
That's the touching 1-2. It's just a touching backhand, whether he's in a southpaw stance or orthodox stance. He's just touching with it. He's not turning anything into it. And here comes Valdez with his looping shots. Wow, great counter left hook.
Yeah, he caught Liam Wilson on his tippy toes there. Wilson trying to weather the storm that is Oscar Valdez. No answered punches, and finally holds there as Mark Nelson takes a close look. 45 seconds left to go in round 7. This definitely woke the crowd back up here. Nice right hand from Valdez as he's pouring it on. Wilson not answering with any shots. Will he go down? He's trying to hold.
Oscar's giving this everything he has.
Uppercuts landing for Valdez. Briefly, Wilson's corner up, but the referee has stepped in and stopped the fight. It's over. Oscar Valdez gets a much-needed victory and overcome by emotion.
You can tell how bad he wanted this, how much was on the line for him, especially at this stage in his career. This was his chance back, and if he didn't win this fight, he may have never gotten that chance. Oh, it's hard for a fighter to get a second chance, to get one chance to get to that world title level. To get a second chance, very hard. This would have probably been it for him. So,
and Liam Wilson visibly upset, you know, even looking down at Tim Bradley and Bernardo Osuna saying like, man, like, I think he felt like he could have kept going, but Michaela, he didn't answer with any shots. He was nearly knocked down twice and held the legs of Oscar Valdez, and you have to show referee something in that moment.
Yeah, he just didn't punch back. I mean, I think it's obvious that Liam Wilson can take a shot. He can take some punches. He took them from Oscar Valdez. He took them from Navarrete. Both times went out on his feet, but still was bombarded with punches and wasn't punching back.
Valdez just overcome with emotion as he was up on the ropes and feels like, I think, he owed something to the people here in Arizona. He was so incredibly disappointed that he felt that he let his people down. He spent so many years of his youth here in Arizona. And after what he went through with Navarrete, and this fight is for an interim world title, meaning that if Emmanuel Navarrete against Baranchek goes whatever Navarrete decides to do, win or lose. If he loses, he can come back down and defend at 130. If he wins, he could stay at 135. If he chooses to stay at 35, Oscar Valdez automatically becomes the regular world champion at 130 pounds of the WBO. That means a lot.
That's the way I think it'll go. I don't think Navarrete is going to come back down. And that, like I said, that's why I think this is so exciting for him, because now he's right back in position.
And the emotion on Oscar Valdez's face, I mean, you could just tell he put so much work into this camp. And how much was on the line? Is he too old? Can he get past Liam Wilson? Is he close to retire? What does he have left?
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside the Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona, referee Mark Nelson calls a stop to this bout at 2 minutes 48 seconds of round number 7. For your winner by technical knockout, and now the WBO interim junior lightweight champion of the world, Oscar Valdez!
And I think for Oscar Valdez, this fight is so much more than just a win against Liam Wilson. It's a chance to make his people proud, to make his family proud, and a chance to potentially be a world champion again. And that is something, after you get an opportunity time and time, like you said, you don't know when and if that shot's ever going to come again. To taste that feeling. And he had such a sour taste in his mouth after that loss to Emmanuel Navarrete.
Listen, I'm inspired right now because I've been in a similar situation, and just seeing him come back. Let's see what he's saying with Wilson.
Positive. Yes, you can, brother. With me. I swear. You got my word. You almost got in there. Keep it up. Keep it up, brother. We'll be there. I lost. I lost too. I came back. I chose everything, man. You come back. I'm 33, man. You go 28. What's up, man? You can come back. Don't let that shit get you, okay? However you want it to get you. Come on, man. I'm serious. Good fight, boys. Well done. Well done, brother.
See Mark Kriegel can get him to talk about what he told him, but he's like, please don't give up, please come back.
I can hear, just telling him, like, we both lost. You and I both lost, and look, I came back, I did it, you can do it. And really great of Oscar, but still really hard to hear when you're in the position that Wilson's in. I know he's trying to be a good sport, but there's nothing you can say at that point. It just hurts, and you just got to ride it.
Oscar, I guess you ain't finished.
I guess I'm not. You know, I got to be completely honest. I know I said a couple of times that it didn't cross my mind. It crossed my mind. It sucked, but like I said before, I wanted to be the exception. I want to be an example. In boxing, you might lose. In life, you might lose. But it's an obligation to come back strong. If I found a canvas, I'm going to get up and continue my path to my dream. That means anybody can do it.
I've seen you with a broken jaw. I've seen you lose. Where does this rank?
It's got to be up there, man, because it means a lot. I proved a lot of people wrong again. You know, people say, well, you're 30-something, you're this, you're done, you got your jaw broken, you got your rib broken. Nuh-uh, I refuse to believe that. I like to believe in God. I thank God for this opportunity. Thank my father, my trainer, Eddie Reynoso, Don Carlos Barragan, Nassim, Derek, my whole team, man. We did a great job, and we showed it.
I thought Tim Bradley had it right in that you used your head tonight. Last time you were here, both of you were weeping. What does this feel like?
We cried again, but now it's joy. My father's my everything. He's my best friend, my mentor, my hero. And he's here with me. I'm blessed to have him here. When he says it's time to retire, I'm going to retire. When we say we can go, we're going to go.
What did you tell Liam before?
Told him not to give up, man. I lost. You know, it doesn't mean you're done in the sport. I'm an example. He almost got me. He almost got Vaquero. He's just a slight chance for being a world champion. I got to take my hat off for Liam Wilson. Nothing but respect for him and his team. And I don't know he could be a champion.
Did you tell him he almost had me a couple times?
Yes, because when? Several times. He carries a punch. He could do it.
He hurt your ribs.
Yeah, he did.
So we saw you holding your right side. That's what it was, right?
But I'm fine. I'm fine now. I'm ready for the future. I want to fight the best.
You know, there's no time to lose. I love the sport. Gracias a toda mi gente que vino a apoyarme, a toda la finiquera, a todos Nogales, Hermosillo, a toda Sonora. Gracias a ustedes, los verdaderos fanáticos. Estamos en las buenas y en las malas. Gracias a ustedes.
Hey, Oscar, listen, you're a very popular guy tonight, not just with the fans, but with O'Shaquie Foster, with Venado Lopez. Everybody seems to want you. Do you think that this will diminish what they want tonight, or do you think they're going to want you more?
No, I got nothing but respect for both those fighters. They're warriors. We're warriors. The best want to fight the best. You know that? A ducking and avoiding, that's in the past. Let's bring old school boxing back.
So who's it going to be? Who do you want? You're the boss here now.
Whoever raises again, man. I want to unify. I want to unify. I want to fight the best. Who's the best?
Frank Espinoza, who do you want?
Anybody. Oscar will fight anyone. We're just going to have to sit down and discuss who's there. Right now, we got to go about 4 world champions. We're ready to go.
Oscar, you use the word obligation. I don't hear enough fighters use that. What does that mean, really?
I mean, he's fighting for my fans. I'm obligated to come back. I want to be that example that in boxing you might lose, inside and outside the ring. In life you can't always win. But it's an obligation to stand back up and continue to your path and your dream.
Thank you, champ. Thank you, gentlemen. Liam, thank you, too. What happened?
Look, that's just the way boxing goes. You know, since I was a young kid, I've always dreamed of being in these fights. I tried to box for the first few rounds, and my heart got the better of me. These are the fights I always dreamed of since I was a little kid. I want to be in these tough fights. It probably isn't the best of things. Example tonight, you know, I've got to learn from it and so use my boxing brain, but it is what it is. Oscar's a true champion, and I'm very proud to share the ring with him. I'm very new to this, not new to the sport, but it's still early in my career. I have plenty to go. I'm a young fella, and look, I'll be back.
I was proud to watch it, but I had you winning the first 2 rounds, and then as you said, I thought you got drawn into being who you wanted to be as a kid. You wanted to establish something as a Mexican warrior, and that's where you seeded your advantage.
Yeah, like, it's a necessary evil for me. Like,
maybe it's not necessary.
No, maybe it's not necessary. It works at times, but sometimes I need to wake up out of it and you know, fight the fight that's in front of me. But, you know, like, I enjoyed this fight tonight. It is what it is. Fight.
What does it mean to you that Oscar said, hey, you almost had me a couple times? Did you know that?
Oh, I did know that, actually, but he was just a bit tricky inside. He's a very compact sort of fighter, short and sort of compact. I thought I hurt him to the body at one stage, but I didn't know as hurt as he made out. It's good to know. You know, look, it's still early on in my career. I'm 28 years old. This is my 16th fight. I've got plenty more to give. And you know what? What's one more hard one? Line them up.
Liam, listen, I'd watch you fight just about anybody, but what should this night teach you?
Start using my brain.
Yeah, Tim Bradley said the same thing.
No, Tim Bradley's right. And my coaches are right, my manager's right, my cornermen are right. Sometimes my heart gets the better of me. Fuck, I'm sorry.
Hey, man, it's always a pleasure watching you. I want to see you back again, and I hope I do. Congratulations on fighting with all your heart. Fight smarter next time. Take care, kid. Bernardo, back to you.
130 pounds.
I mean, kudos to both men. They definitely came to fight. It was an entertaining fight. You know, after the energy of what was the Estrada and Valle fight, you know, you hope that this one also would live up to the billing, and it did. Yeah, Wilson was tough, but Valdez was better tonight.
Yeah, I think that just maybe the game plan for Wilson wasn't perfected, but I mean, he's still very young in the game, doesn't have as much experience, and Valdez just stood in there and really threw everything he had into shots. I mean, if I were a judge, Valdez's shots were just so much more obvious to me, and you could tell when he was ready to stop him in that moment, he was willing to die in that round. He was willing to have no energy left in the rest of the fight to finish it in that round. I was worried if he didn't stop him, would he have the energy to finish the fight? That's how hard he was going, trying to finish it.
And you could just tell with the emotion that was on Oscar's face. I mean, how much that meant to him, how much it meant for the rest of his career. He sat there, and you're a fighter, you know, you don't always tell us the truth in these fighter meetings. Have you ever thought about retiring? No. never. And then he gets in there, I know I said no, but I did. Were you hurt coming into it? No. I was hurt coming into the fight.
But that's what fighters have to do. We have to almost lie to ourselves because this game is so mental, right? So if whatever it takes, we have to tell ourselves we're okay. And that's one of the reasons he put his retirement in his father's hands, because a fighter will always fight. We'll always do what we have to do to fight. It doesn't matter. We'll do what we got to do. So you got to have a good team around you that can tell you, hey, time to hang it up. Hey, this is what's really going on, because we'll never know. We won't be honest with ourselves.
And there is Oscar Valdez sitting down with ESPN Latin America, making his victory rounds with the Latin press here in attendance, something that he, a position where he longed to be in these 200+ days since that Navarrete fight. And much respect to Liam Wilson for coming here. And he said, he got the best of me tonight, and maybe I didn't stick to the game plan like I should, but he has such a great point. He is young. This was only his 16th professional fight, and look, he's fought Emmanuel Navarrete and Oscar Valdez of his last 4 fights against 2 multi-division world champions. I mean, that's fantastic experience, and I hope that he doesn't give it up, because he's a heck of a fighter. He's got a tough chin, and I'd like to see him again. And for Oscar Valdez, I mean, we'll wait and see what happens with Emmanuel Navarrete. And he mentioned in the ring O'Shaquie Foster. They mentioned Luis Alberto Lopez, who is here. Both, I mean,
well, he's back in position now, especially if Navarrete stays in his lane and doesn't come back down. I mean, they're going to need him. They're going to need that belt. This is the age of undisputed. Everyone wants to be undisputed. So if you got a belt, you got leverage.
Thank you all for watching our broadcast tonight. Let's take a look quickly at our upcoming schedule, according to my producer director Marty Corwin. Before we let you go, we just want to remind you what's on tap. Saturday, April 13th, Jared Anderson in a WBO International WBC 10-rounder in Corpus Christi. And then Monday, May 6th at the Tokyo Dome, Naoya Inoue taking on Luis Neri, and then Vasily Lomachenko taking on George Kambosos, Saturday, May 11th, out for the IBF lightweight world title. So some of the very best fighters in all of boxing, Inoue, Lomachenko, Luis Neri, can't wait for those fights. But until then, for Michaela Mayer and Gabe Rivas, appreciate you. I'm Christina Poncher. We'll see you next time.
¡Eso! ¡Eso!